Well, hello there folks, and welcome to session 2 of Welcome to the Academy. I am of course your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitter, Twitch and YouTube. And with me today we've got my lovely and amazing cast. We've got Gina Donahue, we've got Charlie 182.0, we've got Just Dan, we've got Changeling Rogue, and we've got I Choose No. Look at all of their lovely faces. I'm ready to traumatise them. Do I have any housekeeping? No, I do not. There is nothing new to be said. I'm just double checking that in my head. No, there isn't. There isn't anything new.
Come on, Bran.
Unfortunately, I have been boring. Oh wait, no. I'll say this one, I guess. A reminder that there will be no game sessions on the channel Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday this coming week. Because, well, actually, no, the Sunday one might happen. It's a tentative maybe, because I will be at the UK Games Expo from the 30th until the 2nd. I'm going to be representing World Tree Quest. I'm going to be testing out some games. It's going to be a good bit of fun. I actually received some games from them that I'm testing out fairly soon. If anybody's at UK Games Expo, come and see me. Say hi. We'll go and we'll get lunch or like a drink or something. Like, I'm always up for meeting new folk, especially my UK based folk, because I love you all dearly. I'm always dealing with Americans, Canadians and Australians. Like, it'd be nice to talk to some bloody UK folk for once. All my friends keep doing things and I'm like, I can't do that because I live in a different country. There's an entire ocean. So yeah, if you see me there, come and say hello. Other than that, I do have nothing, so I'm going to pass over, as I can see Dan and Charlie both preparing for when I do this. My favourite thing to do at the beginning of any session, guys. I'm going to pass over my players, let them all panic, as I say, guys, what the fuck happened last session?
I thought that's supposed to be your job to do the recap.
No, it is not.
No.
I have never done a recap in the entire 4 years I've been doing World Tree Quest. It's my players' jobs.
Brand does everything else. It's up to us to actually come up with a recap.
I will also say, I do have the notebook of what happened right here. I'd just like to see what you guys remember, because I will use it against you.
Also, it's a great opportunity to be an unreliable narrator, which is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. No, exactly. So, my favorite thing is recaps from your character's point of view.
Yes.
And it's so you can, like, really be just kind of stupid with it.
We have
You know?
every Wednesday.
So obviously we met Aurora Ronzarovich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday we do two.
All of us did.
Every Wednesday when we have Two of
Yes.
the Skies. When we have Two of the Skies, we get Jess to do the recaps, and she does it as her character, 8. And 8 is just this chaotic, warforged ball of funk druid with a porcelain arm, and it's just always like, and then we found this person, and it was like, wah! And there's like no information at all given. It's just like, it's pure chaos, but it's great.
That sounds
Yes.
like someone else
Hold
would
on.
have.
Question. A Warforged druid?
Yep.
The Transformer.
Can't they not
We like to call them
use metal?
We like to call them Transformers, robots in disguise.
Can't druids not touch metal?
Actually, there's
Yeah.
nothing that specifically says they can't. They just choose not to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The only thing
It's
it
one
says,
of their tenants.
the only
but-
thing, the only ones that actually have that rule is Circle of the Land. They're
Yeah.
the only ones that have it as a law, and again, it's not armor. It's they don't use metal weapons. Also, Warforged can be made of other things.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry for assuming.
Yeah, don't assume my material, Gina.
I'm so sorry I assumed that robots were made of metal, Bran.
Well, that's your fault for assuming. You know what they say
I'm sorry, I'm
about
so close-minded.
you know what they say about you when you assume, don't you? You're just
Makes
a
an ass
dick.
out of
No.
you.
No, you're just a dick.
And me.
Yeah, so guys, what did happen last session, except from Gina getting in with the mean girls?
We met the most chaotic familiar I've ever encountered in any media ever.
Reckless
I think
abandon.
reckless abandon.
My new favorite little guy.
The raccoon, who the only guideline I got for how to voice them was as wild and untamed as Brennan Lee Mulligan, and my first thought was Daxter. I need to
Accurate.
I need to
The man
send you
who
voice
famously
clips.
has who has 101 voices in his repertoire.
Oh, easily.
Oh yeah.
I need to send you guys voice clips of Daxter just so you get the idea of it. This little orange weasel finds out he's the same race as a race of gods and starts doing the moonwalk going, I am a god, I am a god. Like it's...
I will say, Brand, for such a loose voice direction, you really nailed it.
Yeah,
Did.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. I panicked with most of the voices. But yeah, so we met everybody's familiars. We met the the wild and untamed raccoon familiar of Constantine. We met the smooth, sultry, and oftentimes incredibly sardonic fox familiar of Eldwin. We met the delightfully pleasant, to your face, fox familiar of Rista. We met a kind of granny-like familiar in the form of a sand cat who belonged to Achillea, and then we met the pure ADHD puffball energy of an opossum familiar that belonged to Dia, and all of them had such wonderful, weird, and directly conflicting personalities. It was a roller coaster to voice all of them.
I'm still so excited for me and Eldwin's familiars to meet. Because they're just going to be talking shit about their owners the entire time.
100%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did meet the familiars, which was a great, an amazing moment. Who else did we meet? We met a bunch of students.
We did.
We met a curveball that I want to be besties with.
Constantine and Eldwin met Ambrosia. Constantine immediately ran away, and Eldwin immediately started flirting with her. And Achillea
With us in
and
real life.
Dia met Biggin.
Biggin.
Because pronouncing his real name is too difficult.
We met Randuin, who definitely is not a reoccurring character from many different campaigns.
He's been mentioned in 2 campaigns, shown in 1 so far, and well, now he's been shown in 2.
I can read out every single student NPC that we've met because I wrote them all down.
So can I.
Also,
I can read out more.
There's also Malekith, he's another tiefling.
yeah.
I just wrote charcoal for him, that's all I know about him. I think I ran away.
Charcoal Grey Tiefling, the one description that we
Seems
got from him was
focused.
bookish.
Seems focused and diligent and not up to tomfoolery.
That is so much better than what I wrote about him. And I made him.
Then there was Alarin Willwind,
Yes!
Alar and Willowend. Oh boy.
Oh
the
my
one
god,
who
it's one
that
of
was the
those.
conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He also is convinced that he can sneak a reindeer. Or an elk, sorry, because you have to use the term elk. That he can sneak an elk in to the academy by pretending it's a dog.
I love that for him.
Honestly, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing that even happened last session.
It's definitely not.
We also met Rowan and then never saw them again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Rowan the
satyr.
Satyr.
that was absolutely bashed by the main gargoyle guy.
Yeah.
Incredibly rude.
Did we meet any other students? Any other students that may or may not be directly opposing to certain people?
Uh-huh.
Well, I was just gonna say, I met my rival.
Yes! Who's got, quite honestly, the most fun name I've ever made in my life.
Felicity La Giolaire. Is that how you pronounce it?
La Jolaire.
La Giolaire.
Because, you know, you've got to be classy about these things, don't you?
Yeah, it's good. If you're rich, you gotta be French. We all know this.
If you're rich, you must be French.
Write it down, write it down.
I'm writing it down.
Get it in the quotes channel.
What do you mean write it down? This is common knowledge.
Yeah, we met them. We also met Aurora von Zarovich, and we met her brother, Lucian von Zarovich, of the Barovian von Zaroviches. You don't want to confuse them with the other ones.
Oh yeah, the other ones are assholes.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they're the Barovian von Zaroviches are just mildly they're just, you know, misunderstood. We met Cedric, the blue tiefling, Cedric Villefort.
It was adorable.
We also met
Then Sarah, my other roommate.
Sarah Aldemara. And there was one more.
We met some doors, but I don't think that's what you were
Gidget?
going for.
Gidget! I knew we were
Gidget.
missing. We met Gidget as well. Gidget, the little gnome artificer.
And then Torva.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Torva. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Yeah, we also met Torva, the Goliath, who seems to be quite interested in getting right into the sticky of everything. We also had everybody got assigned to their dorm floors as well. So I believe we had, and I'm going to get this correct without looking at my notes. I'm going to do it. We had Constantine, Achillea, and Dia on the same floor, and they were also on that floor with... Oh god, I can't remember that one. I'm going to have to look back at the notes now. Damn it!
Malekith
got
and
Malekith.
Randuin.
Yeah, Malekith and Randuin. And then we had Rista was on the same floor as Lucian, Aurora, Cedric, and Ilaren.
I just mentioned her. No, I just mentioned her.
Oh, Torva. And then Eldwin was...
No, Sarah.
Sarah? I'm looking at the notes.
It
I
was
give
Sarah.
up.
It was
My
Sarah.
memory's failing me.
Oh, the
My
guy who
memory's
has
failed.
all the notes and can name all
Oh, do you
the
know what,
scenes.
Gina? Do you know what? And then
I'm always gonna fight you, Bran.
yes, of course, we had Eldwin. Eldwin was on the same floor as Ambrosia and Ilaren
Oh yeah.
and
Gidget and Torva.
Torva. There, I looked at the notes, okay? We also had everybody see their dorms, where everybody met who's going to be everybody's favourite NPC, Wispy. Wispy, who is a. I'm not going to say exactly what he is or what they are, but they are a small little thing that pops up whenever you say, "Oh Wispy" or "Hey Wispy." You can say it in the sing-song tone as well, so you can go, "Oh Wispy," and he will pop up. And any questions you have about the academy, he can answer, as long as you have the prerequisites. He can also be used as an alarm clock, by the way, just to make you all aware.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hold on.
And what?
Is he just an alarm clock for the entire school, or does he just jump very rapidly from everybody's room to wake them up?
Wispy is
multiple
omniscient
Wispies.
and omnipresent.
Wispy is God.
Wispy
Wispy is everywhere and nowhere.
I think
Wispy is-
Wispy's actually a hive mind of a bunch of like individual Wispies, and there's like one for each student.
There-
and it's
there's
just hive
one.
mind.
There's
I
one
quit.
just mega wispy floating
Right.
in the basement.
Oh my
just
God,
like,
Like at the
Wispy.
center of the
Wispy
school,
to
there's just a
rule
mega
them all.
Wispy.
Yeah.
Wispy is the one who chose all the students. They're the secret, they're the secret
Yeah.
person.
And then everybody got to see their dorm rooms, and they got to, have that creative control of what their dorm rooms looked like. And then a bunch of people went for, little extracurricular walks, shall we call it, before settling in for a long rest. We had Eldwin and Constantine, who had a lovely confrontation outside the library.
Oh no, we totally got along. There's no ill will. There's no
That was a great
competition.
conversation.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Absolute
about?
besties.
Reckless,
Charlie, I hate
reckless,
that word so much.
reckless abandon was ready to go. He was like, I'm gonna
And for
sock
once,
him one
Constantine
right in the
was willing to
face.
let him
I'm gonna fucking do it.
do.
They let me. You ate a chair. Oh my god.
Part of me really wishes Eldrin's familiar with some kind of bird, so that I could have really went the full Dax route and had abandoned quote Daxter just by going, I got a perch for you right here! Twirl on it! But yeah, they had a great altercation there, and then we had Dia, who went on a lovely wee walkabout in the and where their perch was within the grounds, where they ran into Bigyan, and they formed their friendship there. And then we had Achillea, you went to the Astrodome. And pretty much just camped out there. Oh, this lovely dorm room! I'm gonna go look at the stars.
Achillea had fun looking at her special interest and engaging in it.
It was great. It was great to see. And then Rista went down to. Oh, you went to the canteen area. Oh, you saw the tables.
I met all the popular girls.
You met the popular girls. You sat at the mean girls table. Remember, you chose yesterday to wear a hat, which means that you can't wear a hat again anytime this week. Otherwise, you can't sit with it.
Was that part of the conversation?
No, it wasn't.
Damn it.
It wasn't. It's just a running joke.
I would believe it if it was.
And then
it's just like wearing a hat. No, wearing a hat 2 days in a row. Could you imagine?
Oh, the absolute shame it would bring.
No, if anything, if the girls didn't mention it, Poppy for sure would have.
No, but you did meet the girls that were there. You met
I met Corilla, Vela, and Morwen.
Morwen, who was the daughter of the matriarch of the Drow people. You met Corilla. Corilla is a... Can you remember?
She's a dwarf.
Yep, she's a dwarven princess. Specifically, she's a 4-dwarf. And then you met the High Elven, or a High Elven, low-rung Duchess. That's where you also met Felicity. And you had a nice wee kind of frenemy moment there, which was really, really...
So
tense.
toxic.
So, horrifically toxic. And you kind of started forming a friendship with Aurora, of all people. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But we could rabbit on and on about all the wonderful things that happened last session in great and astounding detail. Or we could pick up from the next morning. And I think that's what we'll do. So, as we come to the next morning, the sun is shining through. But it comes through gradually, waking you all very calmly and smoothly from your rest. The one thing about your dorms is that, one, they will all have a window of some kind, or some way for natural light to come through, and the natural light will always appear as the same time of day. Even if it's a situation where it is nighttime, the moon will always the light will always come from the east if it's early in the morning. The moonlight will come from that direction, or it will come from the west if it's late at night. As you guys are roused from your sleep by this very, very gradual natural light that is created by your dorm rooms, today is the first day of classes. And you all have the first class, which, as we said last session, is going to be outside today. Magizoology, the basics of understanding animal language and actions. You have roughly an hour and a half until class starts. What would you all like to do?
Just a note, the D100 you wanted me to roll was a 70.
I was about to come when you said what you were going to do. I was going to get you that. Okay, a 70 you said?
Yes, a 70.
A 70. Jumping
I'm scared.
Back. Jumping back again. And jumping back again. Okay. Thank you very much, Achillea.
I take no
Crazy man.
responsibility for any consequences that this may have on anything.
Whatever happens
have
because
no
of my
idea.
role, it is not my fault.
Do we all agree that a D100 is the scariest roll that you can make?
Kind
No.
of,
Yes.
yeah.
No.
Very much so.
No. As soon as anybody asks me to roll a d4 for any random reason, my butthole clenches. I'm like, why is there such a small number of options? Thank you very much, Killia. The reasons and results for that will come soon. Ish. But yes. Thank you for that. Since you did that, we'll start with you, Achillia, and we'll work our way around from there. So, Achillia, as you wake up, what's the start of your day?
We start to Achilles' day is normally pretty slow, but she realizes she has places to be, so it's kind of like a haphazardly made cup of tea, and like clipping a bunch of herbs, stuffing them all throughout her hair and her pockets and whatever she can find. And just finishing up rebraiding her hair and having a very small breakfast before getting out and almost forgetting her broom but remembering it at the last second.
Grab hold of it, you never know when you're going to need it. Okay, fantastic. So, nothing of real major grand significance is done on the beginning. Like, there's no mantra for the beginning of a new day. It's just, okay, up, breakfast as usual, grab a cup of tea. Okay, and you make your way outside. Alright. As you make your way outside, Achillia, you will see that Randuin is already outside on like the kind of main landing. And he has on like a kind of like I would say almost sackcloth coloured, like tunic top, sleeves rolled up, V-neck on it with drawstrings, but the drawstring holes, but the drawstring has been taken away, and he's got like these dark blue, like I don't know how else to say it, pirate pants.
Mm-hmm.
And, his calf-high boots are the exact same boots he was wearing yesterday. And at his hip, he has a cutlass. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. And as he spots you, he's kind of holding like a cup of coffee in one hand. And he turns and sees you and he's like, "Morning there, how'd you sleep?"
Well, how about you?
It's really weird, like, stepping in knowing you're in a building, but, like, my room moves.
That's cool, though.
It's like my man Dash ship, so, like, my room constantly moves, like, side to side.
I have no idea what magic fuckery they have going on here, but it's wonderful. There's an entire forest in mine.
Oh, that's cool.
We're gonna have to, like, look at each other's rooms at some point, because I would love to experience a ship. That sounds awesome.
Have you never been on a ship before?
No, I've lived in a forest.
Right. Okay. You can make an insight check if you want to kill you.
Absolutely. That is a 17.
And that is a 2. There's a very, very conniving grin, the raise of one eyebrow. There's plotting afoot. And not even like subtle plotting, it's like, oh, you've never been on a ship before. Okay. Like, it's very obvious.
Mm-hmm. I love a good scheme. Let me in on it. Like, when we get to the point, okay?
It'll involve a bit of chicanery from myself. But how reliant upon a good night's sleep are you?
I mean, I could probably go without one or two and be fine.
tonight, you're going to go on a ship.
Bet.
Anyway, I'm off to class. I'll see you later.
All right. See you later. I think some of the others have the same first class. I'll just wait for them to wake up before I get going.
What is your first class?
I'm so bad at remembering the names of them, but I know it has to do with animals and magical beasts, so right up my alley.
Magizoology. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
I have that second period. First period, Introduction to Combat-Based Magic.
Ooh, fancy.
I hope so, because I did bring a fancy new sword, and I do intend on putting it to some use. And he kind of pats the cutlass.
Oh, I'm sure it'll see plenty of use.
I hope so. Apparently there's a dueling club, so that's going to be #1 call for me. But I've heard that the dueling instructor is a bit of a stickler, so I'm going to run. Have a good first day, and I'll see you at lunch.
See you at lunch?
And off he goes. Darting nimbly through the corridors, as pirates are wont to do. Achillia, do you stick around, or...?
I'll stick around for Dia and Constantine.
Okay. Then, going from yourself, we are going to go to... Eldwin!
Hi.
How does your day begin?
In a messy, cold sweat. Like, covers flung all over the place. None of the pillows are where they were when he started sleeping last night.
Okay.
Hair is acting a bit like Medusa, trying to, like, rise like snakes. That kind of a sleep. So...
A real restless sleep. A real, like, restless sleep.
Yeah, kinda. Lots of anxiety surrounding first day.
Okay.
You know,
Make me a perception check with disadvantage. Just based on that.
Sorry, it's terrifying hearing disadvantage. Whatever, and that one plus this is. +1. 2.
A total of 2. Your body kind of wakes up like a couple of seconds before like your senses do. Or before like your olfactory sense, like your senses of sight and smell and such. So before you even open your eyes, you feel this heavy weight on your chest. Just this real intense, foreboding weight. And then when you eventually open your eyes, it's your familiar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that felt too tangible to actually be my anxiety in my chest. That's you.
Well, why are you anxious?
Oh, you know, my entire future is riding on me performing well in a school that I lucked into and don't know anything about.
Just like any other student in here. They don't know nothing about this school.
That's
No.
not true, though. Well, you know that guy we met in the library last night?
Oh, the blabbermouth? Yeah, I remember him. Oh, you mean the less hairy one?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't really pay much attention to him. He was very...
Wizard type. Scholarly. Nerd.
Ah, so you're
But-
feeling threatened.
Bratton, please. Maybe
You
a little,
understand
but-
that I'm an extension of your psyche, right?
Okay, thank you. Listen. I don't know anything about magic. He does. He's right. I do just wave my hands and things happen. It's fueled by emotion, not by intellect.
Then start feeling your emotion. I don't know anything about simply existing, but I do. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you have to look into things. Sometimes you gotta learn how things work so that you can work them in your favor. Sometimes you just know. So just know.
I think I'm just gonna keep teasing him.
This is why your best friend is a sarcastic fox.
You know, makes perfect sense. Someone has to sass back. Eldwin hops up. He'll shower, clean himself off, pick out a nice, like, ironed outfit for school.
Okay.
Make himself like a latte, make Akelia some sort of tea latte drink. She seems like she might like matcha. Let's try that. And I'm gonna take it out into the common room. I'll have Renard climb up my shoulder and like lay around, and he's passive but like watching.
Okay, good.
But I'll head out into the common room, see if Alarin, Tovar, Gidget, Ambrosia, see if they're all out.
Ilarin is there. And he is like, he's like doing that thing, like a big dog, like you rub its chops, like you rub like its jowls. He's doing that to his reindeer, and he's like, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good..." I don't talk to my reindeer.
Morning, Alarin. How's your dog?
My dog is doing absolutely grand. And then he's just going to kind of give you a look of like, "Thank you."
Did you get good sleep, or were the birds keeping you up last night?
Oh no, there's no birds in mine.
Oh, good. There are birds in mine.
Oh no, I sleep underneath a tree in mine.
Oh, I should be careful. I don't want them to overhear or maybe see my studies. What if they learn magic through me?
I don't think they can.
What about Aarakocra? They can.
Well, I mean, an Aarakocra is a bit more than like a standard bird.
Yeah, but if they can do it, how far back does it go? Anyway, I'll see you in Magizoology.
Hold on. We're rolling the willow and dice on this one. His eyes are just wide as he's now contemplating the implications of what happens if the birds work for the magical bourgeoisie. Ilarin now is convinced that the birds are working for a magical shadow government.
All in the day's work.
Ilarin's going to be that kid that runs around the campus wearing like a white toga and just waving a sign going, "The end is near!" It's like, that's going to be Ilarin by the end of this. You convince Ilarin of a brand new conspiracy theory.
Beautiful. Anybody else out? Tovar, Gidget, Ambrosia?
Nobody else is here.
Eldwin will plop a seat in the common room as he waits for Ambrosia to come out and set her matcha on the table in front of him.
Okay. I was wondering, because you said Akelia when you said you were making it. I was like, I think you
I don't know Akelia yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I bet Akelia would like matcha.
Akelia would love matcha.
But not yet.
But unfortunately, not for now. Okay, so you
Correct.
settle down to wait for Ambrosia.
Break through the fourth wall really quick to know I'm gonna meet Akelia and make her a matcha in advance. Yeah.
Elvin's secretly a divination wizard.
It's
like, this entire time.
You need your emergency matcha, and if you see someone who would like it more.
Exactly. This is very important. Yeah, I'm gonna plop down, I'm gonna wait for Ambrosia.
Okay. Fantastic. So we'll circle on there. We're moving on to Rista. What does the beginning of Rista's day look like?
I was thinking about this. I think that she wakes up a little bit less elegantly than you would think that she would wake up. You'd think that she'd wake up like Barbie style, but instead she wakes up like Barbie when her life's falling apart,
Oh, nice.
and the alarm clock doesn't go off. The milk is spoiled.
Is it like Anna from Frozen, where the hair is just like?
Yes, exactly. She's just gotta like brush it down. I think that Poppy sleeps in like. I think Poppy sleeps in like, you know those like very fancy cat beds that will be like right next to your actual bed? She sleeps in something like that. She has her own bed.
I fucking love it. I absolutely adore it. So, Poppy's tail. I picture Poppy being one of those ones like when you see foxes when they sleep but their tail's over their head.
Yes.
So
like she sleeps in a little.
Yeah, instead of like a sleep mask, Poppy just has her tail over her eyes like this. And is just softly snoring away.
And I think Rista will wake up, and you said we have like an hour and a half
Like an
till
hour and a half
our first
to come,
class.
yeah.
I think that Rista will get up, and I think part of her daily routine is getting up and having her dance practice.
Okay.
And because her room is like kind of like a ballroom style, she gets up and she puts on like her dancing dress, and I think there's some kind of like Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses style like music will appear from like as if out of magic, and she'll do a dancing routine. She'll practice for a little bit. I bet Poppy's just snoring away through the whole thing.
Absolutely. I'd like. So when you said like voice sounding like, and you said like Maleficent, I got that. But then like personality-wise, I got this feel of like, you know, like Georgette from Oliver and Company.
No.
Right. You need to watch Oliver and Company. Bette Midler voices a poodle in it, who just the personality is fucking great. It's just astounding. Has a whole song called "Perfect Isn't Needed, But It's Me." It's just fucking
That's
astounding.
exactly
Just great.
that's
I
exactly
love
it.
So yeah, Poppy is just absolutely just the beauty sleep length of sleep. Like 12 hours uninterrupted is what's necessary for this fox.
She needs her beauty sleep
Absolutely.
in order to deal with.
Can't have that sleek blue fur without it.
Yeah, how do you think? Obviously, she needs time to condition her fur.
Absolutely.
She goes the whole 9 yards. I think Rista practices for about like a half hour,
Okay.
and then she redresses for the day. I think she. You said last session that Felicity starts to replace all of Rista's jewelry.
So
Has that happened yet?
So that would eventually come to like an investigation check or some kind of environmental thing that will give you the heads up on that. All it is when you meet the Bane requirements of a rival or meet the boon requirements of a friendship, you know what they will be, but it doesn't mean they start straight away from there. Okay? But just eventually because her family are Earth Genasi, they trade in precious metals and precious gemstones, yours will start to tarnish and such like that.
Okay, so yeah, I think Rista will. She knows that she has Magizoology today, so she doesn't want to wear anything too stiff. So I think she wears like a long sleeve dress that goes down to about her knees, a little bit past her knees. Very flowy, so that she has like a lot of room to move, and she wears like really cute combat boots, but like the kind of boots that are like. They're for outdoors, but they're also like name brand. So they're very high end.
If Dolce did riding boots.
Exactly.
Love it.
Like, I don't know where I'm going today, but I might be dealing with animals. Let's be prepared for anything.
Okay.
And then I think she'll probably go have breakfast in the canteen because she wants to be around people.
When you step in, so as you leave, come out onto the kind of the kind of common room area. Malikov's in the common room area. He's reading a book, and he not Malchus, sorry. No,
Malchus.
I've got messed up. Cedric, sorry, is in the common room reading a book.
Yeah.
And he's got like one hand on a reading book here. The other one has like... in the other one, he's like moving his hand, practicing semantic components, and his blue tail is holding a dagger in it. And just like, you know, like, how you like absentmindedly put something on your finger and just swirl it around in a circle like that, just in that wheeze tail with the hilt of a dagger. Does not acknowledge you, he's just too engrossed in this book in copying things.
I don't bother him.
Okay.
I wouldn't bother someone studying.
And when you make your way down to the canteen, as soon as you step in, you hear a very telltale, "Hello, friend!"
Hello, darling.
And Aurora's standing there with 2 coffees. Like,
Oh,
iced, like, fucking 4
Like
pump,
cold brew.
4 pump, whole whip,
oat milk.
crappuccinos or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And they're like bright green. With like whipped cream and all that kind of jazz on it. And she's like, "I got you one."
Oh, is this a potion or is this just matcha?
Oh, it's just coffee, but it's from the baristas over there, so for all I know it could be magical, who knows?
Oh, this is perfect. Thank you for thinking of me.
You are more than welcome, dear. And she's going to take like a long, almost like a test tube length of this thick, viscous red liquid, and just kind of like let go of the cup floats, she uncorks it and pours this red in to it, and then just gives it a mix, and then takes in, starts to sip away at it.
A little bit extra for the beginning of the day, huh?
Always have to take what's needed to get through the day. It's not
I
like
know it.
It's not like I'm like my relatives, you know. Don't have to drain a peasant every month or so.
Oh yes, we're being much more civilized.
Very much so. It's a lot easier it is for us Dampier than it is for fully fledged vampires. But very soon, I'll know what that's like.
Oh, really?
Oh, I intend to take the step as soon as I graduate from here. Full-blooded vampirism all the way.
Oh, is it required in order to take over after your father?
Well, father says that it is. My brother says that if we are in charge of humans, we should learn to live like humans, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, right. You're hilarious.
She's going to link her arm through yours and be like, I know, aren't I?
So tell me, what is your first class of the day? Where are you going?
Oh, I have, let's see what she does have. Okay. She's like, oh, I've got Magizoology.
Me too. Oh, we should go there together.
Absolutely.
We'll have to find it.
It's just, it's in the northern grounds. You know, next to the spooky forest, we're not supposed to go inside.
Oh, so we can see it, but we're not allowed to go in.
Well, that is what I've heard, but apparently when you get to like the 4th and 5th year, they just let you go in whenever you want.
Oh, I suppose you're more powerful, but that seems highly irresponsible.
I
Even
grew
still.
up in Barovia. The forests there, nothing compares.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yes, you can. Roving bands of werewolves, random zombies, and undead popping up out of nowhere. Paradise.
Surely nothing as fearsome as you.
Certainly nothing as fiercely dressed. And she's going to start leading you towards the northern grounds.
Fantastic.
Nothing else for you there, Rista?
No, that sounds good.
Fantastic. Alrighty. Moving right along, we go to Constantine. What's the beginning of Constantine's day like?
So Constantine will wake up from one of his 30-minute power naps after staying up the whole night studying in the library.
Uh-huh.
And head back to his apartment to freshen up, meet the bare minimum level of acceptability to go to class.
I am doing the bare minimum for today, and that is that.
He's gonna greet the librarian on the way out. What was his name?
The librarian's name was Orias.
Arias?
Orias is going to, as you leave, just look at you and say, "You drooled on one of the books."
I am so sorry about that. I did mend it after I was done.
Am I going to have to arrange for a cot for you inside this library, or will you... Is this just a one-time thing?
A cot would be most generous. I can assure you this will most likely be the first of many. It's too bad I have a lovely room.
Oh, goody.
How do you spell Arias?
Oscar Romeo India Alpha Sierra.
He's an Owlin, yeah?
He is indeed an Owlin. He looks
Arias,
like...
you're not exactly good.
Giving Avatar.
Sorry?
It's giving Avatar.
Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly based Orias off of Wan Shi Tong. 100%. And the same thing will happen if you mess with any of the books in his library. He will whole ass go. He was kind of based on a kind of combination of Wan Shi Tong and Stolas from Hell of a Boss.
Well, seems that you might be the only one that I actually get along with here, so I'll most likely be spending most of my time in this room.
You'll forgive me if I don't dance the marigold with excitement.
Most people don't at the thought of spending an excessive amount of time with me.
And there we have the trifecta, drooling on books, prolonged conversation, and self-deprecation. You're on your way to being a standard first-time student. Congratulations. And he's going to just twirl his hand like this, and a little badge is going to appear on there. It's like a little gold star. Like one of those little like sticker ones that only stick for like 5 minutes, then start dripping off.
Well, hopefully that won't be the only award I receive here. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna head back to the apartments.
Okay. As you make your way back in, you would see Achillia sitting in the common room, waiting for you and Dia to come out of your rooms.
Did you sleep at all?
Oh, absolutely. I would never deprive myself completely of sleep. It messes with the memory of books and such.
Akila just pulls a handful of lavender out of like one of her pockets and hands it over to you.
Is this a...
It helps with stress.
Am I supposed to eat, smell, or wear this?
Considering this was in my pocket, I wouldn't eat it. But smell does help, and if you wear it in certain spots, you can smell it easier.
Abandon's just like, eat it.
It is edible.
If you don't eat it, can I eat it?
Akila Druid crafts more lavender and offers it up to Rex.
That wouldn't happen to be poisonous to raccoons, would it?
I have no idea.
Ha! Joke's on you! I'm not a normal raccoon!
Yes, I think that is quite clear. Thank you.
If I die, I enter a pocket dimension, and then I just come back to life. It's great.
And there goes my chance of freedom. Well, I am going to refresh, and I will see you in class. Do you have the same classes that I do?
I think so. I have Magic Zoology next. I think Dia also has it, so I was just gonna wait for both of you since I seem to be in here first.
Why would you wait for me?
Because we're dorm mates. We can go to class together. We can hang out. We can be friends.
As you go, as you go to answer, Ornstein, this little raccoon paw just finds its way onto your mouth, and he goes, "Oh, he knows that. He's just curious. Like he's just genuinely asking. There's no self-deprecation whatsoever. He definitely doesn't cry in the mirror at night. Sometimes it doesn't happen. I promise."
I fully
very
believe
slowly move the raccoon paw. Well, there goes any chance of leaving this conversation with some shred of dignity. I'll be right back.
You didn't enter it with a shred of dignity. How you think you're leaving with one?
Oh, he starts to walk towards the room and then turn around. You seem social.
I mean, I did think half of you just wouldn't exist in the morning.
Are we gonna die?
I don't think we're that lucky.
You know, one
No,
of these
we'll
days
find
you're
out.
gonna say it, and I'm gonna get hurt. And then you'll be sorry.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was that a threat?
Maybe.
No.
I'm not talking to you in this very moment. Why wouldn't we be here? Do we get fed to something? Is that part of the tuition?
I've just... No offense, I've never seen a man exist for more than, like, an hour or two.
I have so many follow-up questions.
We can talk about it on the way to class. That means you have to go to class with me.
Abandon's head just materializes around Constantine's shoulder. Do you kill people? Are you a serial killer? I heard that female serial killers are like unicorns. And then I had to think to myself, well, I mean, does that mean that they suddenly sprout horns on their heads and start farting rainbows? I seen a unicorn do that once.
Well,
I haven't killed anyone yet.
Oh,
I don't like that she added yet.
Oh, don't worry. I've considered killing people. Speaking of, as someone who's not affluent with interactions with other humanoids, how would one go about destroying someone without getting kicked out of school?
It's easy.
I've never been to school before.
Oh,
It's
well-
easy, boss. You just need a shiv.
you can't shiv him.
I don't know what a shiv is. I read it in a book once. That's a lie. I can't read.
Look, I can go over with you the tips and tricks I learned from my mums, and we can instill the fear of everything into whoever it is that really pissed you off.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's probably not that bad of a person, just different. I don't really like different people, and I definitely don't like people who just get things automatically, you know?
Oh, are we talking
Trust-
about that fucker last night? Oh, I'm gonna kill him.
Oh, I mean, well, then you probably wouldn't like me very much. There's a lot I'm kind of getting.
I don't know. He was like this hairy, like sarcastic fucker, and he said a lot of nasty things, and like I'm gonna shave him when he falls asleep.
He's speaking about the fox familiar of the individual
Okay.
I ran into in the library. I seem to be already making enemies, hence why I'm having this conversation. I'm trying to balance it out so at least I don't have everyone hate me.
There's
I figure for
another
every
one there?
person I piss off, I should get along with at least one.
I didn't even know there was another one there. All I could see was that fucking, that. What was he? A cat?
Fox, I believe. And yes, you have selective tunnel vision. We've gone over this.
Yeah, I really do. It only works on people I want to kill, things that are bright pink, and pancakes.
Also chairs.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm hungry.
I will go and get some breakfast.
I'll be here when you're ready.
Constantine is going to go make some very basic food, very basic morning routine, the bare minimum, washing face, brushing teeth.
Abandon
Change it.
immediately goes to the leg of a chair and just starts like. Once you've done that, do you come back out into the common room of the dorm floor so you can go to
Yes.
class? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll go with that, and then we're going to go to Dia now. All right. Dia.
I
What
think
is
we
your
had said that. Oh, that's a good question. we had said that gargoyles don't sleep, but they do the rest state like a warforged, right?
Yes, so like Warforged, they do
Cool.
rest, but all that really means is that you completely encase over in stone, and then you're still aware, you're still like you still see, still hear, you're just not what you would call entirely conscious, but you can't be surprised or anything like that, and when you come out of it, after 8 hours, you're fully rested.
Cool. Okay, so as Dia comes out of it, she's gonna do a big stretch, and it's gonna make some terrible rock crunching noises, because of course it does. And then she's gonna look at Penny and go, and I just imagine Penny, like, handing her the knitting.
Pulls the wool and the needles, and then a cookie, and then more wool, and then more needles, and for some reason a crochet hook. It's like, is there anything else you need? Anything remotely at all?
She's just kind of like,
I think
okay,
I've got blondies
what
in
are
here
all
somewhere.
of the things? Ooh, don't distract me. I think, what are all of the feelings that we could feel today? We have to have all the appropriate crafts ready.
Okay, well, there's definitely anxiety, nervousness, worried, potentially scared for your life. We should probably add in happy, probably add in sad. How do you feel about excitement? Do you think it'll be there? Yes, no, maybe?
Call it like a tentative yes.
I'll get the rainbow yarn!
Thank you! Okay.
just as opossum
sorted.
scurrying over walls and ceilings, grabbing things from areas and just like hurling them down.
And then Dia goes and she like lays out all of the clothes that she owns, and it's like 3 things. And she's like, none of this feels appropriate in light of how good everybody else looks.
Well,
What
Dia,
do I do?
Well, I mean, Dia, I do like to point out that, you would be the only clothed gargoyle in the entire school.
Yeah, but if I don't wear clothes, I'm the only naked student.
Oh no, I don't think so. There's definitely some bugbears here.
Okay.
But I mean,
But
if you wanted, we could just cut a hole in a bed sheet.
I'm just gonna... think... Stress knitting. And then she, like, goes to the door, and she, like, peeks her head out, and she sees Achillia. I assume they're already out.
Yeah, Achillia will be there.
Achillia?
What?
Like, you know when kids are, like, really quiet, and they're, like, trying to get your attention, but they know that if they, like, get your attention, they might be in trouble? Achillia?
What's up, Dia?
How do you clothes?
I mean, I made all of mine, except for these boots. And it just lifts up her skirt, and there's these like lavender Ugg boots that match nothing she's wearing.
That is fantastic. Where are your feet?
In the shoes.
No.
They protect your feet from the ground. Or sharp things.
My feet is
Hey,
the ground
doing-
and sharp.
I think I can probably go without the shoes.
Just put on something
just-
that makes you feel like you or happy.
You feel the.
She's like
you feel-
knocking
you
her
feel-
knuckles together.
You
It's
feel
like
the knitting needles just being pushed into your hands.
stress knitting. And she's like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna, and then she like retreats back into her room and then comes back out a second later with an enormous blanket that she's clearly knitted herself and wraps it around her shoulders and goes, okay, ready. I can do it. Got this. First day of school. Oh my god, am I gonna die?
You're not gonna die. Probably.
Okay. Penny, are you ready?
Well, yes. are you?
No, let's go.
Oh, Constantine's gonna meet us, and I pull out more lavender from the pocket and just like put it in Dia's face. Smell this; it'll calm you down.
Oh, that's very good.
Why did I get the
And I
image
just
of, like,
give it to,
before boss fights Achilles just
you're
rubbing
awesome.
lavender into people's faces? Just breathe, you'll be fine. Is that how,
Just relax.
is that how you heal people? Like my cure wounds is just shoving
I
lavender
might.
in people's faces.
If it's a panic attack, yeah.
Restoration.
I'm just picturing,
restoration is just you appearing with a handful of red gel and going, "This is primrose oil earlobe rub." The new cleric domain, aromatherapy domain.
I'm just picturing like everybody lining up, getting ready for battle, and Achilles going down the line and like lavender, rosemary, lavender, 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 like jury duty, jury duty, jury
Lemongrass.
duty, blackmail, jury duty.
This is my
He is
weapon.
like coming behind, like
I
She has a
call
vial
And
of
then I'm
like
just
smelling
picturing-
salts.
this
Honestly,
spear.
probably.
This spear is known as Magebane. It slaughtered many evil wizards. What's that hanging from the edge of it? If you must know, lavender. It keeps me calm.
I'm picturing Dia going behind her, like duck, duck, goose style, tapping everyone on the head with a bunch of long strider and like bless and stuff.
That's wonderful.
Run fast, run fast, run fast, run fast, run fast. Okay, so you have lavender shoved in your face.
Very
Dia,
good. It's a good start.
good start to the day.
It is a good start to the day. Dia's just gonna like pull off like a tiny piece of the lavender and hand it to Penny, who is like always on her shoulder.
Okay.
I think breakfast? Question mark? That feels like an important part of starting a day, I think. I'm making it up as I go.
When the
Do
when the
you
other
eat?
one
Yes.
Then yes.
gargoyles do eat, yes. You can gain sustenance from many different sources. From food, like most mortal creatures. You can also eat rocks and metal.
I'm just picturing Penny handing her like just a singular pebble, and she's like, perfect.
Like the idea of like, this is clear quartz, it'll help you focus. Thank you. It really did help.
Exactly. I do feel
It's like,
very
thank you, I just
focused.
needed a little
Thank you.
snack.
Okay.
She's like checked off her list. She's like, okay, I don't have clothes, but I do have a blankie, and that makes me feel good. I have all of the possible things in my bag that I might need for my emotional crafting problem, and breakfast. That's right? Like that's how mornings go.
I think so.
On that note, Constantine walked out of his room. You forgot last minute studying. I'm assuming all of you have already read books on the required topics and taken notes.
Why would I read
I have watched other people. That
Why
sounded
would I
creepy.
read a book about magic animals if I can talk to them?
Because if you say the wrong thing, you might die?
I talk to them all the time.
Oh, so you're already proficient with the skill. I knew I was behind.
I grew up in a forest. Look, you're probably ahead in other areas than me. We should probably go so we're not late.
Okay, does anyone need a copy of notes? I'd love to
Yes.
bounce some ideas of the theory of potions with someone. I'm a little worried that I'm in my head about some of this. It's a little new to me. I've never had access to that many books before. I kind of went crazy.
This is going to be so interesting.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, there's a sorcerer who might try and kill me when we go to class, so if I start...
That's the one you
you'll
want
know
me to
why.
scare, right?
Maybe.
Not yet. We'll put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. I'd rather beat him intellectually before we scare him away.
Understandable. Got it.
I'm just imagining, like, how close are you, Constantine, to, like, Dia?
I don't know. A normal distance.
Normal distance. And just
Normal human.
Penny's gonna like reach out with her tiny little possum hand and be like, make grabby hand at you, and wait for you to notice.
What's is that? How am I supposed to respond to that?
She wants to give you a cookie. You can say no to the cookie, but that's what she
reach out his
wants.
hand. Sure. Is this an
And then she's like,
something?
So you eventually, do you give Penny your hand?
Yeah.
You give Penny your hand. She pulls your hand in close, turns it round, never leaves eye contact with you. Reaches into her little marsupial pouch and brings out an oatmeal and raisin cookie.
Do I need to pay you?
no. What is pay?
At which point, Abandon just goes, free food?
I'll break it in half and hand him. I'm very confused.
He just goes, that's my everyday. It's okay, you get used to it.
Suppose I will. Well, yes, we shouldn't be late. I would hate to have stayed up all night just to not do well in class.
Definitely not. Onward, speed! And he grabs your hair and like turns you. It's Ratatouille style. And do you guys head to the Northfield?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys make your way there. Eldwin, eventually Ambrosia will come out of her room. You gain the faint idea that Ambrosia is like a weird combination of like, what are their names? Like Snow White, Cinderella, and who's the one from Encanto that does all the flowers?
Mirabelle?
No.
Oh no,
No.
Isabella.
No,
Isabella.
Isabella. Like a weird combination of all of them. Like, judging from the sound you hear coming from her room, it is a genuine potential reality that a bunch of birds and small forest critters helped her get ready.
I guess that makes sense why it took so long.
She just like swishes her hair and she's like, sorry, I have a very intensive care routine in the morning.
You don't say. Matcha.
Oh, I love matcha. And she takes it. She kind of sips away and says, it's lovely. Thank you so much.
Of course.
What do you have first?
Magic zoology in the Northfield.
Oh,
You?
herbology.
Ah, that seems very in line for you.
It is, and she's going to druidcraft in this, like a Venus flytrap comes up and blossoms in her hand.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait. I actually have a secret obsession with carnivorous plants. You will have to show me some sometime.
Are we allowed in each other's dorm rooms?
I think so. I'm quite gay, so I don't think that they'll mind very much.
Then you definitely have to see mine.
Yeah, would love to.
But after class, because I really do have to get to class.
Yes. Any tips on magic zoology?
I'm not entirely sure why animals like me, they just do. I can't talk to them whatsoever, I don't know what it is. So, no.
Oh, and what if animals typically find me to have a strange disposition?
Don't look them in the eyes, and don't turn your back on them.
Hey! Alright, great, Ambrosia. I'll be seeing you.
Okay, I'll see you at lunch, and I'll buy coffee.
If I survive.
Okay. Bye!
Bye, Ambrosia. We'll give her a wave. He's gonna take off to the Northfield to meet up with the rest of the class.
As you all arrive at the Northfield, there's a class of about 20 students here right now. Varying numbers of races and heights and shapes and sizes and all these wondrous things. There's a few familiar faces there. For one, of all the NPCs that have been mentioned so far that you've had the conversation with that are there. One that didn't mention the class that they were going to first, Ilarin, is there, standing next to a girl who looks shockingly similar to him. That same vibrant red hair, the same kind of like lavender eyes, and they're like talking together in like hushed tones, and then when people look at them they continue talking, but not talking in words, but their hands move, and it's like, you know, they talk one way and then the other one looks and talks back in some kind of like sign language. Also another one that's there is Bigyan. Bigyan is kind of like standing awkwardly over at the side though, as obviously he's not a new student. And striding out of the forest as you guys get to there is this not incredibly short, but not what you would call overly tall as well. Roughly like 5'8", but like broad built. Long dark hair, kind of thickish dark beard. Wearing like a leather sleeveless tunic top, thick brown hauberk trousers, and like heavy like hobnailed boots with metal toe caps, and like a shoulder guard coming down into like an arm guard into an archery glove. You know, the one that has like the thumb and the pinky and the ring finger are all gloved, but these two fingers are left free. And he's holding a bow in his hand. And as he comes out, he looks over you all and he goes, "So you're the new bloods. Alright, I'm your professor. What I say goes. If I tell you to do something, you do it. There's only 3 rules in my class. 1, as I just said, if I tell you to do something, you do it. Number 2, do not, and I repeat, do not go off the path. If you do, chances are you will die, and I will have to do paperwork, and I don't like paperwork. Number 3, if you're going to complain about your new clothes getting dirty, you can just stay here. Do we all understand?" Good, then everybody follow me, we're going into the forest. One more quick guideline. If you see something, no you didn't. And he just walks back, turns 180 degrees, and starts walking back towards that forest.
We're going to the Forbidden Forest.
Mm-hmm.
You're going into the forest, that which you have been told you are not to enter unaccompanied.
It's been like less than 24 hours since we were told don't go here. I'm excited.
Don't go here unaccompanied.
I turn to Aurora and I say, "Well, it looks like we're doing this sooner than we thought."
Yes, but I also believe that this is going to be one of the boring ones, where we'll see like, you know, like, oh, we're going to see Tressims, or oh, that's an almirage.
Oh, like we're going to identify birds and plants.
Or what? Yes, most likely going to be that. Anyway, he can say what he wants. I just use prestidigitation and clean my boots. It'll be fine.
And that we follow.
Rista, you follow the professor into the... Okay, into the woods you go. What about the rest of you guys?
Eldwin is going to beeline to Constantine.
Achilles has not left Constantine's side.
You guys ever seen the noises that
Though she really
Neither
wants
has
to go
Gia.
to the woods already.
Have you guys ever seen the noises raccoons make when they get like when they're like they're gonna fight? It's that kind of like
What is the noise?
like they, you know like what they make Taz the Tasmanian devil sound like? That's closer to what like raccoons actually sound like.
Like garbled demon noises.
Yes. Starts making that as the closer Eldrin gets. Just abandon. Abandon's like on your head, on all fours, like.
Constantine, good morning. Did you study well last night?
I'm gonna eat your face.
Good. Abandon, let's play nice for the moment.
Yeah, got all your reading done?
Not nearly as much as I would have liked, but probably more than you.
Well, yeah, I didn't need to read to understand the material. That's
Right.
your whole shtick.
Right.
Who's
you just have to
this?
stare them-
And his like eyes like go over and then trail up to like look up at Akelia. He's like, oh, hello.
Achillea Malfolium.
Eldwin LeFontaine. A pleasure to meet you.
I have no idea anything about you, so I'll determine if it's a pleasure later. Thank you for your name.
I don't give it to you to use freely.
You didn't specify earlier.
Faye?
Yes.
Fang is
Nice.
Fang is not is going to say in your ear, Achelia, just like very very like condescendingly, just like, oh, he is a smart one, isn't he?
Well, just because he's smart doesn't mean there's actually a brain in there. That's just a thing to determine later.
Sharpest marble on the table, isn't he, dear?
This mean Fang, we just met him. Give him a moment. Maybe he'll just vanish like the others.
I do love your horns. Those are remarkable.
Oh,
They're very
Thank
different.
you, I
than
grew them
tiefling
myself.
horns. I'd assume as much. The way that they're so interwoven, that's very intricate, like a tree almost.
Well,
it's quite
we're all from the Daisy family after all.
quite the complimentary one. Just gonna look at it. Fang's gonna look at Eldrin and go, I love your eyes. I love the way how there's one on the left and one on the right.
Oh, thank you.
Did you grow them
The
yourself?
peepers. Yes, but then the weird magic fucked them up. It's a long story.
Well done.
Are you a gargoyle? Oh my god.
I actually can't tell at this point if Eldrin is being genuine or if he's being a sarcastic dick.
It's why I hate it so much. Like, what does he mean?
Like, I don't know if
Tia can't
I don't
either.
know if the familiar should be like, oh hi, or like, I will fucking shiv you. Like, it's just a testament to how well Charlie's played Eldwin. Like,
Oh, absolutely. She is like, I am. Yes. Hi.
That's an adorable blanket. Wow, the color patterns are so intricate. I didn't know we could bring our
you.
bed to class, or I would not have dressed up. Oh my goodness.
okay, yeah, there's definitely a knitting needle being pulled out, but just one solitary knitting needle.
Really, that's
She is like-
remarkable.
Stress knitting.
Eldwin, out of curiosity, is the only spell you know how to cast backhanded compliment? I don't know how well that will work on the animals.
Eldwin just smiles, but a voice, very pronounced in your mind, says, would you like to see what kind of spells I can cast up close and personal?
Constantine is going to grab Eldwin by the shirt. I'm only going to tell you this once. Stay the fuck out of my head. And then let go of the shirt and start walking away.
As you do that, Abandon is like right up in Renal's face. Like, yeah, stay out of the fucking head. You don't want to see what's in there. I'll go crazy. And as you turn and walk, as you turn away, Abandon turns on you, so he's still locking eyes with the fox, just like.
You hear his voice one more time in your head before it leaves, but all it says is, invest in a ring of mind shielding, then.
Oh, I'm gonna shave him.
A note.
But he's gonna like
Okay.
just pop his fingers, stretch, and then go, "Oh, yes, Akelia."
Achillea. And being genuine will actually do you much more than being a prick. Come on, Dia, we have animals to speak to. Not that this one could even fathom how to do it.
I don't think that I could either, but yes, let's go.
Things are getting frosty!
Oh my god, are you a vampire? He turns on Aurora.
Aurora's gonna say, you couldn't if you tried.
Okay, but your outfit's really, really cute.
I know, you're stating obvious. It is not impressive. She's gonna look at you, Rista, and just go, they're so desperate.
Oh gosh.
Also,
Just like bear mind to the common
barking
people.
up wrong tree. Men are definitely not vibe. Rista's like, oh well.
Oh, wait a second.
He'll just lean down to his fox and say, "Hey, look at there. There's the familiar. They're the fox."
And what? Am I supposed to go and talk and try and strike up a conversation? Hey, you're a fox. I'm a fox. Maybe we should talk.
You're the one with a silver fox stuffed animal.
You need to learn how to make friends before you can give me any kind of advice.
I'm an extension of your psyche. Yeah, okay.
If you die in this forest, know that I will mourn you marginally.
If you die in this forest, know that I will bring you back to do it all again.
That's because you can't live without me, because I'm the only person that talks to you.
Yep, thank fuck. And Elswin will walk into the woods.
And as our lovely
For the record.
Oh, Dia, what?
We have unlocked a new emotional craft. Dia is angry scrapbooking on the path.
There's just a scrapbook. I love it.
It's
Absolutely.
going in the notes.
It's going in the notes. As our party steps into the forest, we're going to take our 15-minute break there, guys. Don't go anywhere, and we will see you in 15 minutes. I know that burp came right out of nowhere there. I love how it went back live and the first thing she did was, Hi guys, we are back for part 2 of our session today. When we left our mad rambling maniacs here, they had ventured into, under, guidance, and they're permitted to be there with this professor, but they were heading inside the forest. Now, as you guys step into this forest, it is thick, dense. The immediate... What's the word I'm looking for? The immediate quenching of outward noise as soon as you cross into here is palpable. Okay? Now, as you walk, you can hear the professor talking. And he's explaining that, this forest is the perfect kind of habitat for all kinds of magical creatures. And this is why it's so important that you stay on the trails. Should you ever come in here, at any point in your education, when you have permission and you're unaccompanied, it is exceptionally important that you stay on these trails, because there are creatures in here, and he goes and lists a bunch of creatures, everything from manticores to wyverns, vast and amazing quantities of creatures, and even creatures that he knows are here but he has never seen. And he says, at one point he stops and he turns back to all of you and he says, now I know that some of you are going to think that you're better than the creatures that wander around here. And as a professor, I'm supposed to promote your confidence and your skills and your talents. But I'm also a realist, and I'm going to tell you you're not. 5% of the things in here do not want to harm you or kill you. The other 95% will do it just out of curiosity's sake. You are safe while you're with me, and as long as you obey the guidelines I give you. But I implore you, do not attempt shows of bravado, because you'll just end up, at minimum, missing a limb. Okay, with that part done, we're going to go into this glade here, and I'm going to... Yes, you with the... Is that a raccoon?
This is actually out of character. Did we get his name?
No.
No, we did not get his name yet.
Nobody asked.
In that case...
Yes, you with the raccoon.
Sir?
Yes.
What do you want us to call you in case we need to scream in agony?
Okay. I was waiting for somebody to be sensible here. What's your name?
Constantine?
It's too long. Conman. You're now my number 1. As Conman's the only one with a brain cell between you all, he's my go-to. As Conman just asked, you can all call me Professor Campbell. That is that. Anything else, Conman?
No, sir.
Grand. Glad to hear that. I knew there was a reason I liked you. Okay.
I just want to make a pointed look at Eldwin before moving to... No, actually, no, I'm going to stay with the friends. I'm going to stay with the friends. I need protection.
As we step into this glade, we are going to be cataloguing any signs of animal activity. Footprints, scat patterns, broken branches. Is anybody here squeamish?
No.
Good. I would not have cared if you were. Does everybody here know what scat means?
Yes.
The one there with the haughty complex, you look perplexed. Is everything okay?
Are there people who typically don't know what scat is?
You'd be surprised.
That's unfortunate. As you were, sir. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Glad to hear it. Right. You're going to split up into teams of 2. Can I trust you to pick suitable teams? Or do I have to organise and hold your hands for you? As nobody answered, I'm going to assume that you're all responsible enough to do it yourselves. If there's an odd number, somebody just be a 3 and make it easier for everybody. Fantastic. Go and have fun, and do not leave the safety of this glade. I will be watching. And he's going to push aside this, like, hanging, like weeping willow style, like vines and creepers. He's going to push them aside and show this amazing swampy glade. The first thing to hit you is the immediate mugginess of the air. Sorry, in Scotland we say mugginess. I guess what you guys would say humidity.
Same difference.
Either.
This humid sensation. You guys are immediately covered in a like thin layer of moisture. The scent is a very deep, earthy, peaty scent. It's also got that lingering aspect of like fungus. As you can see, there are easily 40 different varieties of mushrooms and fungus growing inside here. There's obviously a smell of poop. You are here looking for animal scat. It's very evident that it's here. You might not be able to see it, but it's here. And obviously trees, mangrove style trees as well, so long creeping roots, and some various other plants that you guys may or may not be able to identify. Who knows? Now, who enters into the glade?
I do. I go right on in.
So does Dia.
Dia goes in.
Quinn as well.
We had to pair up, right, before we go in.
Yeah, you can choose to pair up with an NPC, or you can pair up together.
Okay, yeah. So, Eldwin is going to go over to Alarin and his sister
Okay.
and say, Alarin, do you want to be the odd group of 3?
Yeah, I suppose we could be.
Who's this?
Oh, this is my twin sister, Nikta.
Nikta, pleasure to meet you. I'm Eldwin.
Nikta's going to look you over and go, "How are you now?" Well, that's grand. Nice to meet you there, Eldon. Are you on a dorm floor with Ilarin?
Yeah, we're on the same floor.
Are you the one that told him about the birds?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And Ilarin just immediately, as she says that, Ilarin immediately was like,
Birds?
Like, what? I didn't see that.
Like the ones in the sky? What about them?
"No, the ones that live inside the walls. Of course the ones in the sky. Ilarin, birds are not trying to learn magic so they can come and steal stuff from you."
Ridiculous.
Ilarin's just like, "But with the
And Eldwin is going to like just smile at him, and in his head, like again using the telepathic speech, he's just gonna say, "Shh. If she knows she might be at potential risk, this has to stay between us."
It's really funny that you do that. Because one of the prime traits of wood elves from my world is that they have telepathy. And as they are triplets, Nikta is immediately just going to go, "You understand that I can hear you, right?"
Oh, damn it, that usually works.
And Ilarin's just like, "Wait, so it was a lie?
Well,
I
Most
poisoned
likely.
the bird feeders.
you did what?
You told me the birds were evil!"
I told you that. Practical jokes gone wrong. Number one.
She's just looking at her brother, going, "You are definitely not getting that sword now."
Where was that gargoyle? She probably knows someone who can deal with this.
Is Eldwin now going, "Do you know what? You guys just stay a pair. I'm gonna venture elsewhere." Or are you? Still
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is. Right,
No,
okay.
no, he's wandering off. He's
Okay.
like Alarian and Nick, are gonna say, and he's now looking for Dia. More concerned with the fact that the bird feeders are poisoned than he is with the lesson.
Okay. So you're now off. You're now going off towards Dia. While that conversation with 2 of the 3 Willowin triplets is going on, to the rest of you, how are you partnering up, or are you just wandering off alone and hoping somebody comes up to you?
You said Biggin was in the class?
Bigyan is in the class, but he's like a.
Okay.
He technically Bigyan is now a second year student. So
Okay,
he's
so
like
it's
a,
like teacher's aid situation?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Can I still partner with him?
You could go ask him.
I'm gonna go ask him.
You gotta go ask him.
I'm gonna go ask him.
Okay. So you got up to Bigyan and he's kind of standing, he's talking to 2 other students, 2 goblin students, and he's kind of like, no, I really don't think that the animals would appreciate if you were to lure them out using explosives. Why don't you try? And he's going to go into like his bag and he's going to pull out just like 2 magnifying glasses. Like, just try using these. It makes it easier to see things. And as he kind of gets the goblins away, he kind of sees you. He's like, "Dia, is everything okay? Are you having issues with finding anything?"
I just needed a buddy.
Oh. Okay, is there anybody we can pair you up with?
Well, because I think that Achille and Constantine were probably going to be buddies, and that's like all I know in the class, really. Aside from like, I think one of but I know you.
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to be a buddy because I'm a year above. I can quickly ask Professor Campbell if you'd like.
Only if you want to. You don't have to be my buddy. Like we don't.
Oh no,
we don't have to be buddies.
I don't mind. I don't mind that. I'd like to be your buddy.
I feel like when Dia does this nervously, just like, when there's gravel on a playground and it's dusty,
Yeah.
just like playground gravel dust kind of coming out from her knuckles when she does this.
Okay. He will wander over and ask, Professor Campbell, let me roll persuasion for him. Okay. Professor Campbell look over at yourself, then look back at Big and just nod. And then Big will come back over and it's like, right, as long as you're the one doing most of the, rooting around finding things, yeah, we can work together.
I can absolutely do that.
Okay. So what do you want to start looking for first? Poop? Claw marks? Footprints?
Oh, footprints.
Okay. Then on that one it'll be a survival check for you. And as Biggin is there, he will give the help action, granting you advantage.
Oh no. Okay. That is a 17.
17. On a 17, you are able to find some footprints. Now, when you find them, do you let Biggin know or do you keep it quite quiet?
I'm gonna tell Biggin.
Okay. So you tell him and he comes over and he goes, fantastic, great. Now, we look at the size and we look at the width, and when he looks at, like, it's a massive paw print. It looks fairly mammalian, but it has it doesn't have like long claws like you would expect for a mammal. They're almost like hooked, like rather like talons rather than claws. Okay.
Dia is very excited.
So Dia has successfully found footprints, and you've let Big You know, but you've not let the class know. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to move on to Constantine, Achillea, Rista. Anything that... How do you guys want to pair up? Who do you want to pair up with?
Can I use my gust cantrip to kind of dissuade the humidity around me and Aurora?
Oh, of course you can.
I swirl some air around us so that we're not so sweaty and gross compared to the rest of the class. And I say, what do you think? You've been in forest before. Don't you know anything about this?
Oh, I have zero interest of this. However, I did hear a rumour that there's something else in these forests. Some kind of creepy mausoleum style thing. That there might be hidden location. So why don't we, how you say, blow a popsicle stand and go and look for cool thing?
Oh, Aurora, I'm not looking forward to breaking rules on day one.
But breaking rules is part of the fun.
Did you see that, Professor?
Yes.
I have a feeling that even if we start to think about leaving, he'll magically manifest and drop handcuffs on us.
I think that's technically illegal.
Have you seen the school yet? I don't think they have laws here.
Make a persuasion check.
God damn it, where is that? There it is. That's my best skill. That's a 9.
On a 9, Aurora's
Oh, no.
not
Well, I
entirely
lost that.
Aurora's not entirely convinced. But she will go, fine, we will give this 15 minutes. And when it is not any more exciting, we go, yes?
I'm not making any promises right now.
Okay, fine. But I will be going either way.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Then in that case, Rista, is there anything that you would like to look for in the act of cataloguing animal presence here?
I'll start to look for paw prints, but I'm just saying right now, if I have to touch anything in the slightest, I'm going to be using my mage hand.
Okay. You're in a swamp, you're probably going to have to touch things. That'll be a survival check.
Please do this better for me. That's a 7.
You are really, really good at identifying footprints. But by footprints, I mean students' footprints, as you find a lot of them in the mud. But you don't see anything that belongs to an animal. Or anything that fits the typical standard of animal.
Okay.
Aurora's not much help either.
Yeah, I think that this is just gonna be a fail for me. This isn't my thing.
Okay.
I'm like actively not touching things. If there's like a weird smell, I'm like, let's go in the other direction.
I love it. Thank you very much for that, Rista. When we come to Achillea and Constantine, what are you guys
Okay.
going to be doing?
Achillea is really trying to not harvest the mushrooms that she knows are edible.
So Constantine would have stayed up all night, in which case he would have disadvantage on all ability checks, correct?
Would indeed, yes.
But he also hopefully would have some knowledge of something.
I would say it would depend on rolls that were made first. So, I guess what I would say is, are you guys teaming up?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
do that.
Now, both of you can make a survival check to look for one particular thing, or one of you can make the check with advantage if the other one gives a help action.
I'll give the help action.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Is there any additional benefit I can offer having studied previously, or
This is the option you're given. You're given
Okay.
you're given Achilea advantage on it.
okay, sounds good.
Alright, now if we just look right over here, that is okay. That is a 23.
23. Okay. As you look around, you find you spot the claw prints that Dia is looking at. These big, heavy-set paws with these apparently hooked talons coming out of them. What you also find a scat pile. Quite large, but it's like pellets. And with the 23, you're also going to find that there's feathers along certain parts of this area, like where there's lots of tough scour marks across like tree trunks. There's also some feathers, where all these scratch marks are.
Could I make a nature check to see
I was
putting
ju-
those clues
I
together?
I was
just
about to
about to
ask
say-
you.
You can both make the check, or again the same thing. One can give the other advantage for the health
I think
action.
I'll give you advantage this
But
time.
you can make
Maybe.
either nature or arcana.
Okay, so if I'm getting advantage but I have disadvantage, it'll just be a
Flat
flat roll.
It would be a flat roll.
Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do it?
But like I just said, you can also roll arcana as well to get the same information.
I can roll an arcana. I'm decent at that. Are you good at arcana or nature?
I'm not as intelligent as you probably, but I
Okay.
am proficient in nature.
Okay, I'll roll an arcana. I think
Yeah,
because I think advantage gives an average of a +4.
which is what I have. So
Okay, I have a +7, so I think that'll.
yeah, do the plus
Okay.
7.
All right, big brain. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, 17.
17 in total.
Mhm.
As you guys collect these clues and through the help given, Achille is able to discern quite a lot of identifiers here. So the one thing I will say is, Achille, do you point these out to the other students, or do you keep them quiet and close to your chest?
I'll kind of vibe check some of the other students to determine who I'll tell and who I won't. Definitely telling Dia. If Eldwin starts being nice, I'll tell Eldwin.
Elvin,
That's a big
are you
if
going to
there.
start being nice? I'm going to take that as a no.
I'm also gonna do that.
Well, he was looking for Dia, but he still hasn't made it over
We've not
there,
had-
I'm
we've not had the
guessing.
approach yet.
Yeah, so I can't say if he's going to be nice or not.
Okay.
But, I mean, track record, probably.
Okay, so what I will say is, with the check that was made, it was Arcana that was made, right? Yeah, just wanted to double check on that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, with the combination of Achillea's efforts and with Constantine's book knowledge, you're fairly sure in identifying what it is that's around about these parts. There seems to be owl bears.
Kilia's just kind of like lighting up with realizing that.
You would know that one, owl bears are incredibly territorial. The fact that you are here right now and nobody's getting ripped apart shows that they don't hold this place in much importance. Number 2. Owl bears are fucking huge. If one of these comes at you, it's fairly dangerous. Again, a reason to stay inside this little glade and not go wandering. As you guys come to that identification, what do you want to do with it?
We should probably tell Professor Campbell, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it also looks like that one over there points at Aurora and Rista. It looks like one of them might not like it here. Or maybe both of them. This will either freak them out or keep them safe, and I don't know which one.
How about you go talk to them, and I'll report to the professor? Because I wouldn't want one of us to get mauled on the first day.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
And I'll head towards them while
make
he
your
goes
way over
there.
to speak to Rista. Constantine goes over to speak to the professor. Eldwin, you're walking over to speak to Dia and Big Game. We're going to go with that. Then we'll come to Constantine the professor. Then we'll go to Achillea and Rista. So, Eldon, you approach Dia.
Yeah.
Dia, you
really
and Big
quick,
Game are approached by Eldon.
I sent you a message in Discord. It's whenever you get to it. Dia, so Eldwin walks up to you, and for the first time, shows an emotion on his face other than like a sort of cocky grin. Concern. And he says, hi, Dia. Hi. So, Dia, did I learn your name? I didn't. I just said, oh my gosh, are you a gargoyle? I'm gonna walk up and I'll be like, hi, ma bijou. Yeah. Dia. If something bad happens on
Cautious
campus,
daisy chaining.
who do you talk to?
That would probably be Obsidian. That's who I go to.
Oh, okay. Anyone else?
Do I have a way to contact Obsidian?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going on?
I got it on an anonymous tip that the bird feeders might be poisoned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's not great.
I'm really not a fan of killing innocent wildlife.
No, not my favorite thing.
So just in case you have a way of contacting someone, I'm sorry to just assume that because you're a gargoyle you do, but I don't want
They say about
birds to
assuming, but
die.
I guess in this case you are technically correct. Yes. How can I contact Obsidian?
Gargoyles communicate in a very, very simple way. They whistle.
Oh, okay.
So the
is
gargoyle,
it safe to whistle in this forest?
Yeah. The gargoyle language is a collection of differently pitched and reverberated whistles.
Okay, cool. So then, Dee's gonna whistle for Obsidian, like pronto.
Okay. The whistle is returned, carrying across the distance to let you know Obsidian is on his way.
Okay, so he's coming. Thank you very much. I don't know how much I'm supposed to be responsible for anything while I'm learning, so I guess this is a good learning opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, wonderful. Dia, you were over there with Akelia and Biggin?
Begin.
Biggin.
I think
Yeah.
we were like standing in our respective groups close to each other, but not in the same circle.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, no, I am sorry to bug you with this. I know that.
You're kind of a dick.
Oh, that. Well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about interactions with other humanoids, but I think this is the part where you say sorry.
Oh, but I'm not.
Hmm,
There's plenty of
Doesn't really
fantastic
matter.
things about me, but at my core, I am an asshole. If that means I'm bad company, by all means, I'll excuse myself. But thank
Dia
you.
whispers to Penny and goes, "Don't give him a cookie."
But
What
thank
if
you
What if I
for
make it the
calling
what-
Obsidian.
But what if I make it the oatmeal and raisin ones?
No, because I actually like those, and I'd be even more sad if you gave one of them to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give him a cookie. Oh, do you think we could give him a pebble cookie? Like I hear some people don't like to find raisins in their cookie. I think that non-Gorgos would be sad to find a pebble in their cookie.
Pulls out this cookie that is very evidently just like a bit of concrete, just with like solid pebbles woven through it, and extends it out to you, Eldon.
Elvin takes it and says, thank you. And he's gonna bite into it and cast Minor Illusion to make it look like he crunches right through it.
Oh, okay. Right, so you cast Minor Illusion. What is your spell save DC?
Spell save DC,
Yes.
15.
15. Dia, I'm going to need you to make me an investigation check.
Oh, that's a solid 13.
You're entirely convinced that he just bit through a concrete cookie that only gargoyles would really eat.
Hey,
Just sits
Penny.
there chewing and he goes, wow, this is incredible.
Hey, Penny. I think we're gonna go back. I think we're gonna go back to Plan A. No cookies. No cookies for him.
I'm going to figure out how to make cookies out of steel. Do you think if we grew
Just
California
picturing
Reapers
Penny
and
in a
made-
tiny kitchen.
just making steel cookies just to try and get back at Eldon? Alright,
Anyway,
so as you guys...
excuse-moi.
So Eldon, you're leaving again. You're not trying to form a three-way team.
No. Now I'm looking for the smart outcast. Like the not like Constantine. Like I'm looking for the actual like nerdy, but usually picked last.
Make,
That would be Constantine if
That-
he'd not
that's
already
100%
partnered with someone.
Constantine.
Exactly. There's a second.
So you can make someone else
choice,
do all the
though.
work.
I'm only pretty.
I'm pretty. I can't look up hope.
No,
I don't do that.
he's just genuinely looking for someone who doesn't have a partner. He's happy to do the work himself. But he will then want to investigate the grounds for signs of something.
so you're wanting to find somebody that doesn't have a partner.
Yes.
Okay, there is one person here who does not have a partner.
Fantastic. It's me.
No. Besides,
Oh, okay.
you can see Malekith.
See, that's a little scary because I don't know. That seems like a person who can match my level of sad. Okay, so I will head over to him and say, hey there, practicality's sake, last two join together.
He's going to stand up and look at you and be like, what are your credentials?
My credentials.
Yes. As in, like, exactly how much am I going to have to carry you?
I was once a part of a mythical order known as the Order of the Axe and Flame. That sole purpose was hunting strange and foreign monsters who posed a threat to humanoid villages.
And what did you do within that order?
I was a researcher and an intern.
An entry level,
Sure.
unpaid.
But on-job experience, though.
Okay, so then you'll be able to keep up.
I will, yes.
Okay, good. Then, fine. I've located something that I think might be of use.
Oh my god, he bought that. Yeah, fantastic.
From what I can see here, these are footprints, but they appear to be much smaller than other footprints that I've found in the area.
Fascinating.
They also appear to wander off away from here, with no large footprints nearby. And you can see, as he points to Eldon, there is a trail of very, very small mammalian footprints with hooked claws. And like kind of around the area you can see larger ones too, but then the small ones wander off into the forest, but the large ones do not follow.
Does that seem foreboding to you?
I'm not sure how it seems anything. It's a footprint.
No. Look around.
Okay.
What kind of mammal do you know that would abandon its child? Look. The footprints match. Those over there are very large. These are small, but they are the same species. If it wandered off that way, what happened to its guardian?
You can roll a survival check to find that one out.
That's actually way higher than I expected it to be. 17.
On a
That seems to be a
17,
good number tonight.
you can see there's a large winding pathway of these larger footprints, but they start to get quite frantic before peeling off in the opposite direction of the smaller ones.
Something drove it off. Well,
What is it? That's what I don't understand.
I haven't identified the exact species yet, but hooked claws, mammalian footsteps. You seem kind of like an asshole. Like me. I mean that as a compliment.
Okay.
Akelia. I bet she's the best chance we have at figuring out what exact species this is.
Okay, I believe that she's currently working with Constantine now.
Yeah, but aren't we all supposed to kind of show a sense of camaraderie? I know I don't, but surely some people do.
Okay, let's go talk to them then.
So Eldwin will head back over to Dia and to Akelia, with Malekith behind him. Malekith and Dia is on the same floor as all of them, right?
Malekith and Randuin are on the same floor as Constantine, Akelia, and Dia.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll head over and Eldwin will look up to Akelia and go, "Hi, okay, so we found a baby. Not the actual one, but footprints belonging to a baby. They wander off separately from the larger footprints. I am not the smartest person here. I don't know what's happening entirely, but if you have any idea on what the species is, I do want to note that it seems the mother and child were driven apart from one another.
Well, that's probably the smartest thing you've ever actually said. I'm moderately proud. Maybe next time you can actually get my name right.
I'm so sorry. Please, I don't want to mess that up. Achillea.
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 There we go. If it's too hard, you can
Jeez,
come up with a
apologies.
nickname. That's all right. I'm fine with that.
Bichette?
I'll let Constantine know. He was going to go talk to Professor Campbell. We know what it is. Dia, you should know this as well. We're dealing with owlbears.
Oh my.
So, if... No. No. That is a great way to get hurt. No. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, if we're dealing with owlbears, and mother's that way, on that side of us, and cub is that way on that side of us, does that put us
In the middle
right
of them, yes.
in the middle of them?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Presuming the mother
concerning, 'cause they're
hasn't,
close.
or cubs circled around. Yes, exactly.
Vampire lady, air woman.
Those are most certainly not their names.
I'm sure.
Aurora's just going to stop what
Is he
she's
speaking
doing.
to us?
Aurora's going to stop and just go, I know that he did not just call me vampire lady. She's going to turn with this. One of those, like, you know, when she's looking forward, it's like... And as she turns, it immediately morphs to... She turns and smiles and says... My name is Aurora. Just for next time.
I'm sorry, did you want something?
I did. I'm so sorry. We've... Achillea, I honestly believe you could explain this better than me.
Alright, one moment. Constantine! There's a development, come back!
And Constantine, who's almost to Campbell's, gonna turn around and walk back. Oh, see.
Gets to like... Constantine...
So close.
I'm gonna turn around. Oh, I see our company has significantly worsened.
I see your sense of
Excuse me.
humor is...
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, no offense. I have already have conflict with that one.
Oh yeah, he does seem a little bit rude, doesn't he?
Just a bit, and
Kind of calling people random names without regard for their actual names.
And get this, I'm gonna kind of give Risa a look up and down. He's a sorcerer wizard, I take it, so I'm assuming you'll be as offended by that as me.
Oh, I don't discriminate, but, you know, if he pretends to know things, well, we all know that he doesn't.
Well, you know, lucky for all of us here, I'm Coven and know the forests. We don't want to get in the middle of an owlbear mom and her cubs. And you two seem very uncomfortable in the woods, so I thought it'd be very important you know there's a bear nearby of some kind, so you don't go do anything stupid. Like try to go back to the castle alone.
Well, Aurora, aren't we glad we stayed in the swamp? Can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. Ugh.
Oh,
Aurora's your name.
I think that I will be wandering off to try and find Big Mama Bear.
I don't
Do you have
But
a wish?
why?
That's a good idea, Aurora.
It is for how you say shits and grins.
I mean, if you have a death wish, you have a death wish. I'm not gonna stop that. That's just how nature goes. I warned you,
Natural
I've done my
selection,
duty.
so-
It
they
is
say.
less death wish and more like death blood right.
Well, Aurora, you know how I don't like to get my nails dirty, so if you want to go do that and let us know where the bear is,
Actually,
by
that,
all means.
not to be the person that spoils someone's fun and potential ritual, but a death on the first day would really hinder lessons. So I'm afraid that it's not a good idea. And that wait.
Also,
I think
I
it
got in
lands.
trouble for tapping a tree, and so I think maybe we're not supposed to kill the bears.
Who would kill such a magnificent beast?
And they're quite delectable, actually.
Mm.
I see.
I see no reason to attack a creature in its own home.
Oh, it's the first thing of wisdom you've ever said.
It's the first time you've stuck around long enough to hear.
Could everybody please make me a perception check?
Absolutely.
no.
Is this based on...
It's to hear.
You are kidding me.
Ah, that's wonderful. Oh.
I got a 3.
Fine.
Which sense are we using to perceive?
Ears.
Do our
Oh.
familiars sense anything?
Your familiars all immediately just put up. Looking
With
around.
a 24, I like to think Achilles' head snaps at the same time that Fangs does in the same exact direction.
With a 19, I'd like to think that Reynard and Eldwin do the same, but I don't know for sure.
I'd say on a 19, yeah, that's fair.
I rolled a 2, so with my spectacular 5, I'm thinking I don't.
You look in the opposite direction of literally every other person.
I'm just leaning down to Dia, being like, so what's the deal with those two?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but that one's kind of a prick. And that one doesn't seem to like anybody. So I think they just kind of...
Just opposing forces.
Yeah.
16, Bren.
16 for yourself, you can hear the direction it's coming from. Right, okay, cool.
Can I try to figure out what that sound is?
If you heard it, you know what it is.
Wonderful.
It's like a combination between a high-pitched screech and a deep roar.
That sounds like sensory hell.
It's an owlbear nearby.
I'm sorry, what's going on?
Does it sound more like an adult owlbear or a baby owlbear?
It's definitely a big owlbear.
And coming closer, or just making a sound out there?
Just making a sound, but it's a fairly short term noise being made, so difficult to tell if it is coming towards you or not.
Eldwin's eyes are narrowed, and he's looking towards the tree line, and he says very softly, I think that we should all very slowly make our way back to the professor. There's no sudden movements,
It's like 30 feet away.
and tell him what's happening.
And if anyone sees a feathery bear with a beak in the woods, do not look it in its eyes. Dia.
Use it as a challenge, I suppose?
Yes.
But it's the baby.
It's not baby.
As Dia says that, using the same perception checks, I'll give you this. Dia, again, you won't hear it, but as you go, this is a baby, you just hear a very similar noise, but much softer and much more high-pitched. Very suddenly, from the centre of this glade, just sitting there, on all fours, this little owlbear cub.
Everyone out of line of way. Let's back up.
At this point,
What are we looking at?
I'll use my telepathic speech to reach out to Professor Campbell,
Uh-huh.
and I'll say, Sir, we have a situation involving an owlbear cub and an angry owlbear mother in the center of the glade.
Turns and looks over. Oh, so you do. Quick reaction. What's the first thing to do when you come across an unaccompanied young animal in the middle of the forest?
Move away.
You leave?
Don't pet it.
I remember.
Right,
Out of the way.
So we had leave, don't pet it, get out of the way. What did Constantine say?
Keen mind, I read a book. What did it say?
Keep in mind, you read a book. Okay.
I read a book.
Owl bears are the perfect merging of bear and owl. With bears, generally with the size of this one, your best hope is to lie still and hope it does not take notice of you. But on the other side of it as well, owls are reactionary hunters. They will sit and watch their prey for hours waiting for the right moment to strike. So essentially what this would say is, specifically with owl bears, you want to already be curled up in a ball.
Oh.
Does Constantine share that information?
I'm gonna. So, I read some books. To paraphrase, we're fucked.
Wonderful.
Didn't need a book to tell you that.
But it's good to have a confirmation. I'm going to. I don't know.
Do we know if it's coming toward us? Where is it?
If anybody would like to, they can make perception checks again.
I definitely will.
Not a strong suit of mine. I will stay close.
Ugh.
Have I figured out where the owlbear is yet?
As everybody's now turning, looking at this tiny owlbear cub, yeah, you can now see it. I say tiny owlbear cub. It's an owlbear
so
cub,
real.
so it's like the size of like. It's like the size of a pit bull.
It's the baby.
It is a baby.
That was only a 12 for
As a
perception.
10.
11.
A 10, 11, a 12. Eldwin?
I guess I don't know. A 9.
9,
9,
10,
10, 11, 12.
Dia, you need an 8. You need to get an 8 and a 13, otherwise this session is ruined.
No pressure.
Sorry, I forgot which ability it is.
Perception.
that we're doing?
Perception.
Perception? Okay, that's an 18.
It's destroyed my soul. I'm joking. On an 18, so the 13 and the 18 will get it. Not the 13, sorry. The only the 18 will get it then. Oh my god, it's went from everybody seeing it to now only Dia suddenly being able to hear it. Dia,
Oh my gosh.
you can now hear the sound of this owl bear. But you don't hear a screech or anything like that, but you do hear like the thudding of paws. Something is approaching very fast. As the little owl bear cub has started making little noises, Mama's incoming.
You guys hear that?
Hear what?
Yeah. Slow turnaround
It's like-
take.
Yeah.
It's very fast.
Let's get out of here.
I'm gonna call
Okay.
out to everybody.
Yeah.
Get to the center of the glade.
What was in the center where the baby is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, better that than like off to the side.
I disagree.
I know.
Okay, fine. I'll say everybody get to the professor.
I start running towards the professor.
So you
Also
beeline
same.
for the professor. Dia, you doing the same?
Yeah.
The rest of you?
Can I make like an active perception check to see if anybody is just blissfully unaware of the situation after I call out?
I'll let you make the perception check to see exactly what people are doing. So yeah, you can make the perception check.
Okay. Okay, that's a 17.
Most people are flocking very much in the same way that Rista and Dia are doing, barreling towards Professor Campbell. But you can see Ilarin, down on his haunches, and he's basically doing the pss, 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 to the owlbear cub.
Oh no.
Prestidigitation, I can't do any kind of like physical. That would be like a mage hand to like physically push or grab. Yeah.
Oh, to physically grab and push somebody would be mage hand, yes.
Okay. In that case, can I just like run and sorry, who did you say it was?
Ilarin,
Who is
The ranger.
the
The
wood
ranger.
elf,
Yeah, the Wood Elf
Oh.
Ranger.
very much looks like a ranger.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna run up and like try and pull him away from the cub.
Okay. You run up, you wordlessly grab hold of him, try to pull him away. I need you to make an athletics check.
This is not gonna go well.
No.
I have a +0 and 1 level of exhaustion.
God.
Oh my god.
6.
6. Okay. So what's your modifier to that?
+0.
Okay. So he wins on modifier. He rolled a 2. He gets to choose athletics or acrobatics. He chooses acrobatics. He has a +4 to his dexterity.
Okay, as I'm pulling him, I'm gonna say, "You idiot! Get to the professor."
I'll use my bonus action, telekinetic shove, and I am just going to swing like Alarin out of the way, like away from the owlbear.
Is there a save or
the
anything
cub.
needed for that?
There is. He needs to make a strength saving throw for me.
Strength saving throw.
Come on, you're a ranger. You should know better.
That's a 14.
He needed a 15, so
Okay.
he is going to be kind of flung into Constantine, but then both of them just away from the owlbear cub.
So Constantine, as you grab him, you go, you need to move, you need to go. He turns and goes, oh no, you don't understand. See, I was only asking him, and he told me, and right before he's about to say what he told you, it gets shoved into you, and you guys tumble ass over tea kettle over each other. And at that point, there's a... and this huge grey and brown speckled furry amalgamation, like this huge muscled combination of fur and feathers, lurches into this glade, looking around. Eyes big and wide, yellow irises with round black pupils, as it stares around, and it locks on the two closest to the cup, who are now prone on the ground,
That wasn't good.
Constantine and Ilarin. And it's gonna screech loud. And then it begins to prowl forward.
How far
Do we
away
all-
are they from
Yeah.
like Dia and everyone else?
25 feet away. Professor Campbell is like in front of all the students, and he's like, you know, eyes wide. He's very still.
So
Sorry, Rista, go ahead.
Yeah, can I... It's not going to be like a big, like, dramatic thing, but can I cast Fog Cloud to, like, densen the humidity around the owlbear to, like, confuse it away from Constantine and Alarin.
I can see you can definitely obscure its vision with fog cloud. I don't know about confusing it, but you would definitely make it like it's more difficult to see. So you can cast that.
I do that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anything.
So you cast fog cloud spreading out from around Constantine and Ilarin. This thick, almost so you physically could walk into it and feel a resistance. This real thick, dense fog starts to billow out, spread around the glade. And the owlbear will have to make a perception check.
I'm specifically doing it just on the owlbear so that Constantine and the others can still see.
Okay. So that's what Rista's doing. What about the rest of you? Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Yeah, Dia immediately upon seeing that they did not make it with the rest of the group, books it back to them and puts herself between them and the owlbear.
Okay.
She's got just enough movement speed.
And
Achillea, I'm going to drop the act really quick. You know what's happening better than I do. If I need to attack to lure them away, say the word.
understood. Achillea is going to just kind of take a bit of a defensive stance and kind of be ready to cast a spell should the owlbear attack.
Okay, do you know which spell it is that you're preparing to cast?
Entangle.
Okay, cool. No worries. So, if Achillea perceives it as being about to attack, she's going to hold her action to cast Entangle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
also hold a readied action on Achillea's word to cast. I think I'll probably go Magic Missile from the spells I have, just as a over here. Okay. So I'll have that ready to go.
Okay. The only other person, Constantine, you are on the ground. Is there anything you would like to do?
I'm gonna stand up, open my spellbook, and stand a little behind Dia, but still in front of the other student.
Okay. And as you stand and open the book, this thing prowls forward. You can feel its massive size inside this fog cloud. And it gets to you, and it gets right in front of Dia, and it rears itself up on two legs. That'll be perceived as an attack. Achillea,
Entangle.
What's the saving throw for Entangle?
It is a DC 14 strength save, and I'm centering it so that it won't get any of our classmates. It'll just be beyond them.
Okie dokie. Bear with me a moment. Let me do this. I just have to double check something. Okay.
So stressful.
It goes up, and you said it was a strength save. Is that what you
Yes,
said?
a strength saving throw.
Save. Okay. So that is a 19 on the die with a +5 being a total of 24.
Well, that will unfortunately be a success, but
As-
now that area behind it is all difficult terrain.
As these
Can I silvery barbs that?
Ooh.
can indeed. Reaction silvery barbs. It rolls it again. And that's still a 22. 17 plus 5.
Okay, I try to swirl the fog cloud around it to try to distract it, but it doesn't work.
You see these vines reach up and grab hold of it and try to pull it down, but its immense strength rips them out the ground. Eldwin, you had a magic missile stored. Are you letting
Yep.
it loose?
At this point, Eldwin is going to let out the magic missile, running kind of out into the clearing behind it where it came from,
Okay.
and just like shout, "Hey!" And He'll use his magic missile held reaction.
And as these magic missiles coalesce upon the target, they strike into its side. And there's a shimmering barrier around it as a shield spell is cast. And then
On the bear?
Uh-huh. And then you start to hear clapping.
Oh, god damn it.
And Professor Campbell steps forward and goes, 14 fails. 5 passes. And he walks right up to the owlbear and scratches behind the ears and goes, you did fucking beautiful, Precious. You really did.
Oh, you can't them.
That's why Lauren wasn't afraid.
Alarin was
He
like,
spoke to the cub.
that's the one thing that I'll say yous lack. Full communication. It came after the fact. However, at least she's came in and did something. He turns to the rest of them. To the rest of you lot, cowering behind. By the way, I'm 5'8". What do you think I'm doing against that? If it had been any other owlbear other than my lovely Precious here, you would have all been dead. Lesson of the day. Fight. That's the best thing you can do against something like an owlbear. If you're in its territory, there's no point in running. It'll catch you. If you see evidence like what you found today, prepare. Be ready. You there. The one that doesn't like getting dirty. He's pointing
Me?
at you, Rista.
Rista?
Rista, lovely. I like short, simple names. Excellent use of fog clouds. An owlbear's natural senses are going to be reliant upon its eyes. It's its greatest factor. Well done. The one with the one that pulled the vines out the ground.
Achillea.
Achillea. Nice thought. Against an owlbear, it's not going to do much good. They can rip trees out the ground if they want to. Still, got to give you props for the thought. Dia, right?
Yes.
Short for diamond, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I understand gargoyles are naturally protectors. You did what you thought was right. This thing would probably rock you for 6, so I'd recommend maybe not throwing yourself right in between people. Try and get in from the side. Big creatures tend to have issues seeing their flanks. Keep that in mind.
Yes, sir.
You, the one that keeps making faces at Conman.
Sorry, me.
Oh, you don't have to apologise for being you. But yeah, you.
Elswin.
Magic missile's a good shout. You're always going to hit. You're always going to get attention. You need to be ready to think what happens when you get that thing's attention. And Conman, you did good trying to get an ally to safety. Remember to take stock of your surroundings so you're not overextending yourself.
Constantine, throughout this speech, has been writing everything down that he's been saying, just nodding vigorously. You can see there's a fear of God in his eyes at this point.
At which point, Professor Campbell's then going to go, now, not everybody learns in this particular fashion very well. So I'd like you all to do one thing before we end class today. I want you to come and meet Precious so you can see that she's actually harmless.
Absolutely.
Tia is thrilled.
Okay, so do you all approach the owlbear?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I let
Still,
Dia go
still
before me.
slowly,
Still slowly.
Very
but I
respectfully.
do nonetheless.
You notice that Professor Campbell's entire demeanour has shifted now, and he's got a kind of lackadaisical smile on his face. He's just kind of standing at Precious's side and just scratching like the back of her head. Every now and again she makes like happy wee chirps, and her cub is just like running around in circles all over the place, playing with like everybody's familiars and stuff.
I would like to scratch directly under her chin and say, I am so sorry for casting magic missile at you.
She just does that kind of like vibrating, like small chirp that owls do. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it. It's kind of like a...
Oh.
She makes that.
Aren't you
She makes that noise.
precious?
She
That's
is.
why you
That's
named
why I
it.
named her that. Aye.
Aye, very smart, yeah. Oh, she's wonderful. Thank you for the shield spell. I'm glad it didn't actually hurt her.
He's going to scratch back, and then as he does that, he loops his finger or something, lifts, and you see a collar, and he's like,
Nice.
she's
Ask Professor Campbell, do all the other teachers here have your particular style?
oh, as in, are they going to let you think that you're about to be eaten by a giant monster before you learn a lesson?
More or less.
No, most of them prefer for you to sit at a desk and read a book.
Thank God.
Ew.
Okay, I pet the owl bear. Good baby.
And as you guys stand there, patting away at this owl bear. Oh, by all means, Constantine, go for it.
All right, one last thing. Very carefully, Constantine doesn't really want to be next to the owlbear. He's gonna tap Eldwin on the shoulder.
Constantine.
You have me curious.
Do I?
Met a lot of assholes. Not too many who would jump out in front of an owlbear in order to distract them from the rest of the innocent students cowering in the corner.
Is there a point to be made there?
Just wanted to say that I observed it and will be filing it away.
Oh. I observed you flounder with physical strength and your book's not helping you in the least. But glad you noticed an act of altruism, if that's what you can even call it. And Eldwin will walk off with his hands in his pocket, dummy loner that he is.
Is there anything else that anybody here would like to do other than petting the owlbear?
Can I pet the baby?
Yes, you can also pet the owlbear cub. I love how that's the highlight for Dia. It's just like, I'm gonna punch an owlbear. Oh, a baby. So nothing else for you except patting the owlbear and the owlbear cub. No, Rista, you're patting the owlbear now after confirming that this is not going to be the bog. This is not going to be the standard of all these classes.
Oh, you're safe. I'm safe.
Achillia, anything that you're wanting to do?
Just... I liked the fog cloud you pulled out, Rista.
Oh, thank you. I don't have any spells as impressive as yours. I am not used to this kind of thing. I kind of just did whatever I thought was useful. I'm glad that it was.
Well, also just as much as the lesson was fight, I do appreciate someone else whose first instinct is protect, distract, that sort of thing. You have my respect.
What was your name again?
Achillia millifolia. Most people just shorten it to Achillia, or maybe even something else.
Well,
But-
Achillia millefolium. It's very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Maybe you can help me out in this class sometime. Teach me about scat.
Oh, you mean shit?
Oh, thank God. Yes. Yes. Shit.
It's really funny that you turned and said that to Achillea. Maybe you can help me out in this class sometime. And all I got in my head was popular. You're gonna be popular.
You're gonna be popular.
Oh, we've already established D is gonna get the makeover.
Yes,
It's
she
basically
needs
canon at this
it.
point.
Okay.
I
So,
thought of one thing that I would like to do if there's still time.
of course, there's still time.
Okay, then Dee is gonna like sidle up to Constantine and go, "You're kind of like a skin gargoyle. That was really brave."
You're like a gargoyle, but squishy.
Exactly.
Thank you.
As Harley would say, he's a meatbag.
I mean,
When I first
Definitely.
created,
She's trying so hard to compliment you.
when I first created gargoyles, I got allowed to play a gargoyle who had a 6 in intelligence, who used to call everything that wasn't a gargoyle flesh bags.
I love it.
thank you. It's easier to stand guard when there's someone already doing it.
Yeah, but like even before I got there, like you went back for him, and that was brave. So like that was really cool. In
Yeah,
case
but-
nobody else was gonna tell you that.
It's likely that you are correct. No one else would have said that.
Well, then I'll say it twice. That was really cool, and I'm very proud of you.
I don't know how to respond to positive affirmation. I'm gonna walk away now.
Yes. At this point, your familiars going to immediately pop up on your back, constantly being like, "You're supposed to say thanks. Like you gotta say." He's very thankful. He really is. He really likes the compliments. You should compliment him more. Talk about his eyes.
You're okay. You have them.
Did you hear that? She said you have eyes.
I did. Thank you. Yes, I made them myself.
Anything else that anybody would like to do as we come to the... Alright, Eldwin, what do you want to do?
Tell Obsidian about the incident with the bird feeder.
Obsidian
Oh, yeah.
has not landed yet.
It's taking him so long.
Oh, Wispy.
Hannah, I am Wispy.
Hi, Obsidian's taking a while. The bird feeders might be poisoned. Anonymous tip that I heard.
The bird feeders being poisoned is a very serious accusation. We are going to have to investigate immediately. I will alert the
Yes, thank
head
you.
master.
Oh my.
Thank you for reporting a crime to Wispy. And if you ever wish to report another crime, simply say, Wispy, and then it disappears.
Entirely anonymous, and I have no idea where that came from.
I guess Elrond's getting in some trouble now.
This tracks.
I foresee detention in the future.
Achillea,
Yes.
have I earned even the slightest bit of respect? It's okay if not, but
You know, I respect you more when you drop your act, and I appreciate when you did it earlier. You do it more, and we could be very good friends.
ooh.
Good enough where I won't let my mums mess with you at all.
Scary thought, but I don't know how Fae and Eldritch mix. Maybe we just leave that.
Oh,
set
that would be
apart for now.
fun! That would be so much fun. We'll have to look into this.
Both
Chaotic.
Fang-
Anyway,
Both Fang and Renault are at the exact same time. When you say, "Oh, that'll be fun," and you say, like, you know, I don't know how Fae and Eldritch mix. Both of them at the exact same time will just be like, "Please tell me you're not considering this."
no, not particularly.
Massive sighs of relief from both Fang and Renault. Like, oh.
Oh, I am serious, Fang.
That you mean that wasn't sarcasm?
No.
It's getting so hard to tell nowadays. It truly is. Oh well, if that's what you decide, just don't blame me when he starts talking about you behind your back.
Anyway, sorry, I can't exactly drop the act yet, except for in dangerous circumstances where it's life or death. I have to maintain a reputation so people don't talk to me. It's important.
That is the most depressing thing I've ever... Actually, no, I'm sorry. That's not the most depressing thing I've ever heard. That's like the second most depressing thing I've ever heard today.
I've got more. You could unlock more dialogue options with me if you'd like, but
You have to buy the DLC first. Sorry, this game was made by Ubisoft. Like, I'm really sorry. We know you paid $70 for the full game, but did you think that was the full game? Like,
yeah, I know, right? Keep an eye on Constantine. He's smart, but suffers from executive dysfunction. And believe it or not, I like teasing him. I don't want him dead.
You know, maybe you should tell him that.
Absolutely not. And Elsman walks away.
I am not your messenger bird for the entire time we're here.
Just picturing alarm going, bird.
they work for the bourgeoisie.
Okay.
They're trying to
Birdwatching.
They're trying to learn magic so they can steal our socks. Is there anything for anybody else as Eldon walks off? Constantine stands off to the edge.
I want to do something a little silly.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna lean down to Poppy and say, "Hey, did you see that little rude boy over there has a fox like you? Can you go talk to that fox, see what that kid's deal is?"
Fine, but once
Please.
I come back, you have to brush my tail.
Oh, of course. I would never do it less than 3 times a day.
She gets up and she wanders over. And, Eldwin, you notice this fox and Reynald start just kind of like eyeballing each other. And their tails flick in strange manners. As if they're conversing.
He sees the fox. He recognizes it from earlier because he called it out. And he looks to Rista, and he'll telepathy, like, again, and just say, "There's something you want to know about me. Just come on. Rista. I won't just call you a random name anymore."
I respond back. I don't know if I can through
You can.
your telepathy. I message you. I think you're going to be fun.
You have no idea.
And I cut off the communication.
Nice.
And on that note, that's where I want to end today's little session.
We got to pet an owl there.
But I'm going to give you an
we
after
did.
credits scene.
Ooh.
I
Oh
do
my
this fairly often in my streams. And here's your after credits scene. Picture it as if it's a camera panning over the scene of everybody petting Precious and running around with the little cub and, you know, flocking Professor Campbell and asking questions. And the group of 20 students that's here are all safe. Oh, we got a last minute follow. Thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate that very much. Except there's not 20 students here. There's 19. Off
didn't we what?
deeper into the forest, hidden by overgrown mangrove roots and fallen trees and debris and all manner of natural reclamation of the site. A well-manicured hand is going to reach out to what appears to be a moss-covered rock and smooth all the moss away, and then turn and click its fingers, at which point all of the moss just dries out and falls off, to reveal a mark on this rock. A skull with 3 lines carved right down its head, and a crescent moon above the top of the skull. And this malicious smile is going to come onto Aurora's face as she says, "Found you," and then proceeds to bite her hand and rub on top of the head. The eyes of the skull glow red, and that middle line cracks and starts to open, revealing stairs going down deep into the ground into darkness. And the scene closes with her stepping down into those stairs. And that is where we are going to leave today's session.
I bet that's nothing.
That is...
Probably not.
That's not going to have
sure it's
repercussions
fine.
later.
Yeah, just like Ren's D100. There's
I'm
no
sure she's
reason
fine.
to worry
I
about
am
any of this.
terrified about that, actually.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I'm friends with her.
I
Thank
think it's a
you.
yes.
Thank you very much to everybody that came to see us. Thank you to my amazing cast as well for... It's always very risky when you put a blind situation in front of your party. Don't give them any kind of heads up and just let them go for it. And you guys handled it so well. So well done to every single one of you. You did amazing. If you like what you've seen here today, folks, go and check out our social media pages. We have got Twitter, Twitch, obviously. We've got Instagram, we've got YouTube, and we have TikTok. And we have one of my players, the amazing Patron of Chaos, who's going through all of our shows, every single one of them, and grabbing clips of fun things. So very soon you're going to see a big influx of clips all over our TikTok page. But bear in mind, we have like close to 500 videos on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's a lot getting sorted through here. And that's just the main campaigns. That's not taking into consideration the mini campaigns and the one-shots that have been done. If you would like to, check out my own personal stuff, you can go find me on TikTok at Son of Asgard. I'm not really doing anything right now, but I do have things that are in my drafts. I just haven't posted them. But they will be coming very soon. Yeah, that's everything from me personally, so I'm going to pass over to my players, and I'm going to let them plug anything that they might be featured in. So, Charlie, is there anything you would like to plug at all?
Please come back next Friday to see the other story I'm a part of here at World Tree Guilds. Tides of Chaos. We are in a Githyanki prison thanks to someone, not Constantine, but, someone similar. So we're in a bit of a bind. We're trying to figure out what to do next. The last thing that happened was 2 characters refused to follow orders, and who knows how that's going to play out. Anyway, yeah, that's it for me, though. And then I'll be here next Sunday, I think. No, I won't be here next Sunday.
No, Thursday, Friday,
Brand will
Saturday,
be
Sunday,
at
I'll
a
be in
con.
Birmingham.
Yes,
So it'll be
because
the next
he's
ones.
super cool and he's going to be supporting this channel. But I will be here the next Sunday.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Moving on to Dan. Anything for you at all? Anything you want to plug?
No, just trying to break out of the Githyanki prison with nothing but charm.
I've heard that's a lethal weapon against the Githyanki.
I am very happy that one of your characters has charm.
Yeah, I had to play someone opposite, hence Constantine.
Ren, is there anything you would like to plug at all?
Once again, I am running just little headshot commissions for people who have the money to donate at least $5 to one of the 3 Palestinian families who are trapped in Gaza right now. I have those in my bio. You can find my card on my Instagram at Changeling Rogue or on my TikTok at Changeling Rogue, and you can find that and the forum to get the commission there. And my other stream at Dice Versa Studios will be back on the 3rd of June with us figuring out what we're doing in the Hells and how we're gonna actually maybe get Asmodeus on our side, maybe.
That's definitely something to strive to. If you get Asmodeus on your side,
right?
there's not a lot you cannot do. That's going to be interesting to see.
We have Tasha on our side. Maybe we can get him too, and we're just going to be team kill Grisha, or at least like get him out of the picture. It'll be great.
You're going to try and convince Tasha to kill Grazd?
She's part of the people trying to get us to get rid of him.
Ooh, interesting, because they used to be like married.
Oh yeah.
That's cool as fuck. I would love to see that. Ems, what about yourself?
I don't really have anything special except my TikTok, where you can see me put weird paint on my face and do all sorts of strange acting challenges that nobody asked for. And that would be at I Choose No.
Definitely go and check out. The videos are always fun when they pop up. And last and most definitely not least, Gina, anything you would like to plug at all?
I'm not currently working on any other projects at the moment. I'll plug my TikTok at Jeannie Donahue. I have D&D content on there, and then check out those other campaigns that all my other fellow players mentioned.
Fantastic. We love it. We love a supportive cast here. Another thing, just something that just clocked into my mind there. My friend who's handling the tech stuff has sorted a donation link, but he is also on holiday, so he's going to get that to me within the next 2 days, and then I'll be putting it onto all of our social medias. And a reminder that all of the money that we raise is going to get split in half. Half of it is going to go to the Critical Role Foundation, and half of it is going to go to the Trevor Project. Because what better way to support trans people in their quest for their right to be than to blatantly plagiarise and make fun of a TERF's entire body of works. Other than that, if that's everything from my players, that's everything from me, therefore that's everything from us. Thanks very much for coming to see us, guys. I've been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. With me today we have had Charlie182.0, we've had Just Dan, we've had I Choose No, we've had Changeling Rogue, and we've had Gina Donahue. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe, pet owl bears, I promise it can only go well. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good